in there, free booze, free food before the game. They call it a tailgate party, then you just walk over to the stadium.
Yeah, very cool. That's fun to go to.
Email me and I'll get you. I'll get you on the list. Tell me exactly who's going with you.
Okay. So, is there a special party?
No, it's just since we're doing business with Comcast, we have access to that now.
Just make sure you...
Comcast has a building literally in the parking lot. So you can park there before the game. They have a buffet, live music, drinks, beer, everything, wine, the whole bit.
That was their last game. It's a cool deal.
So we can send our clients over there.
That's a really good deal. Just make sure you're on the list with a driver's license, because they got really strict because I guess somebody got into the building. So,
but email me exactly who you're going with. I've been there a few times. It was years ago when I used to advertise with Comcast. We're getting ready to spend a lot with it.
Are you? You think you can bring my bill down a little bit?
Well, we're going to have to bill. Do you guys do advertising with Comcast?
Doug must do a tremendous amount, because he's the same deal.
I love their spotlight.
But they really do treat their people well, I have to tell you. That's a fun deal to go to. Have a band and then have 3 food vendors there and drinks, which was really cool.
Yeah, I did it a couple times. You know, Channel 2, what was it called? What was it before the WB? Do you remember? Like 03?
It was like WGN, but I mean, it was KWGN.
Yeah, they just changed it to that national, whatever, the WB.
That's just the affiliation for primetime programs.
But they threw a huge party one time downtown that was really good, man. They gave away, remember this is like 03, 04, they gave away like 10 iPods. I think it was before the iPhone was even out. But, you know, those were $300-400 at that time.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Let's solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, and make your life a little easier if we can.
What happens when you hear about a class action and you didn't take part, you claim you weren't notified? I don't know. What do they have to prove they notified people? What if you just are not paying attention? Mark, what does it say about the class action lawsuit against Ford for their power shifter?
So the notice date was July 14th of this year. The opt-out deadline, September 5th. The opt-in deadline, September 5th. Objection deadline, September 5th. Fairness hearing was October 2nd. That was approved. The final approval date was at October 18th.
Can we ask our class action attorneys a question?
He's in trial right now.
Oh, you did call him. Doggone it. You already did.
Last week, they're in that mesh stuff, Tom, you know what I'm talking about? So that's going on. It's live on the internet right now.
Was this guy the registered owner at the time? And then did he have the right email? Or not email, address?
Were you the registered owner at the time of this suit?
When was the beginning of it?
July. In July.
The notice date was July 14th.
Yeah, I was.
So, why weren't you notified?
Well, I never was notified. I called Ford and they told me I was part of the class action lawsuit.
When?
When I called the actual manufacturer.
When?
Just I don't know, 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so Lee, when you bought your car, your registered address, the one you have, you never got any notice from Ford.
No, I don't. I check my mail every day.
I don't know what someone does if they missed it.
They open all my mail.
Well, I think they have to. I think they send it certified, or at least. I mean, I don't know how.
I don't know either. We're going to talk to our class action attorney, but he's in trial right now. So let's, Lee. It ain't going anywhere. So hold on, and we'll check with our class action attorney. We just can't do it today. These guys are the best of the best of the best of the best. All right. Millennium. Is that your name?
Millennium Queen.
Millennium Queen. What a cool name. My gosh. What's going on, Millennium?
Lots going on.
Like what?
I got called to come and visit a friend of mine and a family member, and I came over, and I stayed the night because by the time I got here, it was around 10:30 that night, and the next morning, I get up to get
Where
ready
did
to
you
leave.
visit your friend? Was it an apartment complex?
It's my family and friends. It's Highland Crossing Square on South Quebec Way.
Highland, is it an apartment complex?
Yes.
Okay. And
Absolutely.
what happened?
And so when I was actually awakened when I got up to get ready to leave. My family said, "Hey, where's your limousine at? It's not outside. Where did you park it?"
What do you mean limousine? You have a limousine?
Yes.
Oh, you drive a limousine?
Yes, it's mine. I own it.
I see. Do you do that as a living?
I do.
Okay.
And I also have my corporation is
Okay.
Millennium Queen Inc.
Okay. So you have you had a limo parked there, and they towed it.
Yes. Yes. And
Okay.
so I went to the front office.
Now, were you
find
parking in designated visitor parking?
They don't have any. I checked.
What? Then how do they know? How do they know if someone is parked legally or illegally?
That was the thing. I went to the
Mark,
office.
is this the same situation we had with Grove Apartments?
Yeah, but I'm going to go to where I usually go first. I'm sure if I go over there, there's signs.
So, are you telling me there's no marking anywhere? Now, they do have to have marking for being towed. They have to. They have to have a sign. Not for booting, but for towing, they have to have a sign. It's required by law.
There's no signs. There's no signs. And I asked the lady, and her name is Pam Goodchild.
Hold on a
asked her,
second.
I said,
There
"Do
are
you
no
have-"
signs in that parking lot. No
None.
signs at all.
What was the name of it again?
None. The apartment complex is Highland Square. I'm sorry, Highland Crossing Square.
Then we
There
can
are
sue
no-
them, and you can get all your costs back if truly you're telling me there are no signs. Because now the
Come
PUC...
now. If you come now, there are no signs. I even asked her, "Do you have any?"
I want to call Highland Square. I want to call them first. I want to call them. Now, PUC regulates towing. By the way, they don't regulate booting, but that doesn't make it right. You know, I think that any jury in the land would say you can't just boot someone. You have to have at least a sign that says no parking or whatever, or visitor parking only. You got to have something. Yes.
But Tom,
There's
my
nothing.
notes say they towed her because she was sleeping in the limo.
Well, now, why do your notes say that? Who told you it?
I don't know who
Right,
put
and
this on the
Wait
schedule.
a minute. Did somebody work on this? Well, talk
Well,
to me,
we
Dan.
fielded
I mean, we have notes that say she was sleeping in it. What do you mean?
No, that's what the apartment complex told her. That's why they told her. She
Because-
wasn't.
And I
She
have
wasn't.
not-
But that's what they told her.
Right.
So you
And I
never
said,
They're
slept
not
in the
going to
car?
say it was
And I said,
parked
I was not
illegally.
sleeping.
They're going to say she was sleeping in it, so we towed it.
How about your tags? Are they in date?
But guess my tags are in date and my insurance is current.
They
Also,
still have to have signage to tow people.
and she
Let's
did
find
not-
out from
and
the
then when I-
PUC. They know
when
about
I
towing.
asked her-
Okay?
Right, when I asked her if I was sleeping in my car, then I would have been in it when you came to tow it. So why are you saying that? I came to visit my family and friends, which we had a
God,
party.
you know what? I don't.
had
You don't
my
hear me
party
say this
recorded.
often. You don't hear me say this often. But we need laws we need tougher laws regarding these scumbags who tow and these scumbags who boot. We need more. We need more restrictions. It's now. Believe me, I don't like people who park illegally. I don't like them at all. I think it's wrong, and I think you should get towed if you park in a movie theater and go to a restaurant, or park at the restaurant and go to the movie theater, or park at a fast food joint and go somewhere else. I think you should, because you're impeding their business. Or you park, but there has to be a warning, of course. Come on. So let's look this up. Let's see. Let's call the apartment place. Oh wait, you did already. You called them already.
She told me that.
She told you that. Oh, let's talk to the apartment house. First question, any warning signs at all that towing will take place? She says no. Is that true? 303-713-8255. Is it true?
She doesn't live there. You know that, right?
She is visiting.
Okay, so she actually knows someone there.
Yes.
Okay.
Winkandwink.com, bankruptcy attorneys. A lot of people get into trouble with credit cards. Don't overspend, people. Please, if you're in trouble, at least talk to them. They do debt settlement. They do Chapter 7s, Chapter 13s. I'm hoping that you don't need them. If you do, they're there. 303-920-1628. winkandwink.com. They are really, really good people, and they're there to help you. Oh, actually, no, that's not their number. Their number is 303-410-1720. I give you another number. 303-410-1720. That's winkandwink.com. 303-410-1720.
The guy with the Focus, I don't think he's eligible for the vehicle settlement. Well, because everything I'm reading here is basically reimbursing people for money that they paid for replacements. I know 3 people. So, but I like transmission hardware replacement.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
So the transmission hardware replacement, they didn't even start paying it, so you've actually had 3 issues.
My wife Jessica.
So basically, whereas we're just getting into the lemon laws. Click on back here, they've got...
Mark, he said that guy probably wasn't even...
Hey guys, yeah, come here, Mark. I'll show you.
What guy? What guy?
The guy with the
Focus guy. The guy with the clutch.
I don't know that he's necessarily eligible because he had no actual money that he put into it. From everything I'm reading here, it looks like if you have performed repairs, done software updates, hardware, whatever the case may be.
I thought he said he did the transmission.
No, he was complaining about the transmission, and now they're saying the transmission is bad at 85,000 miles. But you look at here, hardware replacement, certificate value, eligibility begins with the 3rd hardware replacement. If you click on here, they actually have a chart that shows you. Oops. Right, so after the 3rd visit, cash payment, okay?
So he's not even eligible. Good, how you been?
Well, even so, even if he did qualify on the 3rd visit, it's only $200.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot
Get that
there.
guy back.
Then, if you go here, then they talk about potential with lemon.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about stem cell therapy. I've done extensive research, which led me to Centennial Schultz Clinic right here in Colorado. They're internationally
purchase a replacement. So if you're looking at repurchasing another vehicle, then there's money that they'll actually contribute toward it. But you actually have to go through their arbitration, which Ford will cover the cost, but they're just giving you money toward going toward it.
Which he didn't do.
Right. And then basically you have to use an attorney inside the area that's going to use our current lemon laws inside the state. That's the way I read it.
So you're definitely going right now.
Yes, sir.
Schultz at 303-963-9201. Explore your
So you have tickets, game tickets?
medical regenerative clinic. Centennial Schultz. 303-963-9201.
They're under the overhang when it rains, you don't get wet.
9201. And on my
Really
referral
makes
list
it
at
cool.
Hiring is important.
Yeah, and then even then, replacement clutch, if your vehicle, which his vehicle fits in the timeline, has had 2 clutches within the last 5 years or 60,000 miles, then Ford's jumping in on that.
Okay, good. We're good, Tom.
Quality candidate through the site within just 1 day. The right candidates are out there. This is how you find them. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. To try ZipRecruiter for free, just go to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. That's ZipRecruiter.com.
How did you guys November shape up?
Pretty good. I did well. I did.
That's where we were at.
Pretty much flat. Were you flat?
Yeah, flat.
Were you saying this last year? How are you from last year?
Yeah, not far from last year. Last year wasn't that.
How about probably about 18-20% from last year. Yeah, pretty good.
Up is really good.
Yeah.
You're up that much?
Yeah, and I've been up that much or more every month year to date this year.
What do you attribute that
Every
to?
single month.
Hello?
You got to pull it open so we can see the answer.
I will tell you that my traffic is smoking good. It's amazing.
Why do I feel like I just stepped in something?
You know.
Because it...
Can't do that to your Bob.
What a setup. I thought you were going to expand the service department.
Is it on the 11th?
What do you know?
That was too easy.
You're supposed to agree too, by the way.
What's that?
You're supposed to
It's a
agree.
little bit of everything.
It is though, and you know what? I will tell you. Now that he did that,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the people that mention this show that come in to see me are big. Man. They're quite a few.
Is that the town's grown?
Yeah. Oh, the town is just cranking.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of.
But we are really popular down here. We are
It has
astounded by
become
it.
a
We are
very-
astounded by it.
It is.
It really has turned a corner for you.
It was always big for some reason. We actually were I don't know why, but it was the easiest startup we ever did.
You think Mark played on it though? He's pretty good. That was a segue.
Okay. Let's see here.
6:30 right now. Sean Hannity today at 1. Glenn Beck tonight at 7. Only on Denver's Talk Station.
Hey, how?
Hi, Tom Martino. We got a lot to talk about. John, he wants to talk about buying a car for a teenager, but first I want to go back to Lee. We have a follow-up. Some extensive research here by our colleague Jeff Vick from Kimmer Transmission, and he looked into the details of that recall. So, Lee, here's the sad part. Even if you were notified, and even if you signed up for this class action, here's what the details are. Jeff.
Basically, everything I've read here is reimbursing people who had monies that they had
actual
put into
expenses
the vehicle
because of
the failures. And a lot of these failures, or a lot of the money doesn't kick in until you've had 2 or 3 repeated problems inside that time. And they have charts. If you go through that website that you pointed us out to, Lee, you can actually go through there. You will see the charts that show how much you were getting for each individual expenditure.
And the most you will get is how much total?
About $2,300, and that was toward reimbursement for
reimbursement, not money. And then the least you'll get is around $200.
Around $200.
But you have to have had at least 1 repair. Lee, you didn't have any.
So yeah, the whole thing is I don't think it's the clutch. I think it's the transmission control module, and I don't even think they even tested it.
Okay, now Lee, I got advice for that because you're a moving target. Every time I pick something, you say it's not that. So here. You're not eligible for any money under the class action lawsuit. Let's take that one thing first, okay? Now we move on to the next, okay? Now you're saying, I don't care about that because it's not the power shifter after all, even though you thought it was. It is now, you're saying, the transmission control module. Is that right?
It all has to do with the class action lawsuit.
No, well, you're not eligible for any money under the class action lawsuit, even if you were part of it. Did you hear that?
They put out an extended warranty on the transmission control module for 150.
Did you see that?
Miles.
I did not see that on there.
Okay, we don't see that part. Hold on, I didn't look at it.
If that's the case, then you're talking about a warranty claim. You're not talking about a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, so that's good. If there is an extended warranty on the transmission module, then you fall into that.
But because if you shift it manually, it shifts fine.
No, I mean, you just said, go to another dealer. You don't have to deal with the same dealer. Go to another dealer and tell them you have a bad transmission control module.
We're just going to set up an appointment with Honest Accurate.
Good. Well, they're not a dealer, though. But if you have an... Go ahead.
I talked to him already. He said he would look at it.
Okay, but if they find that you have a bad TCM, then what you need to do is go back to the dealer or go to another dealer and get it fixed under what you said was the extended warranty.
Okay.
I mean, really, if they extended the warranty on the transmission control module, if they did that, then you should go to another. If you don't like that dealer, go to another one. If you have a bad transmission control module, except would a bad control module cause stuttering?
Oh, it can cause all sorts of grief, yes.
Okay, so you go to Honest Accurate and then let us know what's going on. And if it turns out it's a bad transmission control module, we can make the argument, if it's under warranty, that they need to fix it. Okay, so now we're going to go there instead of the class action. Because under the class action, you don't have any kind of money coming. Dan, did you call that apartment complex? If you didn't get to him, that's fine.
Right, she's going to be back in 10 minutes,
okay,
so next break I'll get her hold of her.
All right, good. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, we have another problem here with a diagnostic work done by a dealership. And, Paul, what's the issue?
So we've gone back and forth with the dealership now a few times, and they misdiagnosed the car. So we tried to get a refund on that.
Okay, how did they... But explain the situation, because if they misdiagnose something, they sometimes would need your money back if you paid literally for a diagnosis and it turned out to be wrong. But in some cases, they would have found out they were wrong had you had them do the work, and therefore it would have worked out itself. But tell me the situation.
So we had taken the car in because it was a misfire code was coming up, and we had gone through all of the other ways to fix the misfire. Valve adjustment, replaced the coil, replaced spark plugs, all sorts of stuff.
And who did that for you? Did that same place that misdiagnosed it do it?
No.
Okay, so then you went to AutoNation.
Right.
Which one?
And 104th.
Okay, what happened?
We took it into them, and they did some tests on it and said that all 6 coils needed to be replaced, and we had already...
We heard this before, didn't we? This sounds familiar to me. Okay, it's a different one. Okay, so they said 6 coils had to be replaced. What did it turn out to be?
The wire feeding one of the coils was bad.
I heard this. If I didn't hear this, it's exactly this.
No,
Paul, have you talked to Tom before?
Yes, he has.
We've talked a couple times already.
Yes.
You told me you didn't.
Yeah, because I know damn well when I hear something, I hear it. So then it turned out to be one wire. Okay, so
we finally took the car back from them when they said all 6 coils needed to be replaced for like $1,000.
Right.
And took it to another private shop, and he fixed it for like $300.
And I remember thinking you should get your diagnostic fee under those circumstances.
So we've since talked to AutoNation, to Steve, the service manager.
It's such a small thing. How much is the diagnostic fee?
Like $180.
I mean,
so here's the second part of this whole conversation. One of the other things they did when they were doing the diagnostic was an oil change.
Well, okay.
After the oil change, we had to bring it back to them because it was leaking oil. And they supposedly fixed it, and it still continues to leak oil.
How much of the
multiple issues? We've had multiple things that they've done over the course of the last year and a half we've owned the vehicle, where we've had to go back to them to have them refix something.
Like what multiple issues other than an oil leak?
Well, we've had them fix the oil leak, and then we had them fix a coolant leak in a crossover.
How did they cause a coolant leak?
No, they didn't cause it. We had them fix it.
Why do you go back there? Why do you go back there?
Well,
seriously, I mean, really, if you have such bad experiences, why do you keep going back?
We're done now.
Well, my God, I would have been done when they misdiagnosed all 6 coils.
Well, no, this was all before that.
Okay. Now,
the coolant leak was a while back.
Then I would have never gone for the 6th coil diagnostic. But here's the deal. How much do you want back?
I'd like the diagnostic fee back.
Did you pay by credit card?
Yes.
Did you dispute it?
No, I have not yet. I didn't think about doing that.
You should have done it immediately. And who's your issuer, credit card issuer?
A Visa or MasterCard, one of the two.
I know. Which one?
Card.
Who? Chase? Capital One? Who is it?
No. It's Visa or MasterCard.
I understand that.
Is it Citi? Sorry.
Citibank?
Yeah.
They're really good at this. Now, they say you have to dispute things within 60 days, but I don't believe it. Because I dispute things all the time. Beyond that, you just say it was fraudulent. It was flat out fraudulent. There's no way they could have diagnosed that car and found 6 bad coils. I would call it fraudulent. I would contest it. But, Andy Barella, why are you looking at that paperwork? Did Suzanne want you to give an opinion?
Yeah, I'm looking at their diagnostic, and he's correct. The 6 coils is a little bit extreme. I don't understand why, if they did the switching of the coils, and we talked about that previously.
Yeah, I know we did.
Why they didn't recommend...
You would take a coil and check it.
Right, and it says they did that, but they still recommended, instead of the 2, 3, 4, wherever their misfire was, they still recommended all 6, which is, yeah, a little bit on the extreme side. So the diagnostic was $159.95.
Did we ever call them, or were we going to wait?
Yeah, no, I sent it over to our AutoNation angel and just
and they never got it. They never did anything.
No, so that's why I wanted to address it on the air, but I didn't realize he had already been on the air. Maybe he takes them to small claims.
Well, no, I think he just cancels it, disputes it on the credit card. I would try one more time with AutoNation. They usually solve problems, right, Mark? Don't they?
Every time.
Well, then let's try it.
I've got to go back in there again anyways to have them fix the oil leak that they've already tried to fix once.
Yeah, well, a lot...
And I'll try and talk to the general manager and see if they'll refund at least the...
Tell them why. That's right. And tell them why. Yes, what?
Well, generally, long as there's not a other side to the story.
Right, but we're looking at their paperwork, and Andy says it looks a little unreasonable.
Yeah, and I think giving them another opportunity, maybe even having Dan call them, would be the right thing to do. I think that service manager or general manager would do what's right.
All right, so we got two options. We're going to talk to him, and then you're going to refute it if you have to. I want to talk to John, who needs some advice. Oh, I got to take a break, don't I, Bruiser? You're not in here beating the hell out of me for it. Okay, or Brutus. John, you want to buy a car for a teenager, right?
I do. Hey, Tom. It's John Sherman. Happy holidays.
Good. Hey, John, I didn't realize, man, your kids are growing up fast. Hold on. We'll come right back and talk about it.
Thanksgiving was great. It's uneventful.
Yeah.
Did we call that apartment complex?
Yeah, good Tuesday. It was like great when your kids came over.
That's nice.
Let's just say watch football, have a pot of pie. It was really uneventful. It's kind of nice. It's good to just focus on
Do
family.
you know how bad our traffic would have been had John Owens, not John, what's his name, Owens, Governor Owens hadn't insisted on that widening project? Oh, yeah. I mean, you remember all that?
Yeah.
If we were widened, it was still too.
I liked him. I thought he was easy.
I like him. I like all our governors except for, you know, the DA. He did it. What's his name?
Danny?
The DA, the one that used to be a DA.
Ritter.
The governor, yeah, Governor Ritter. You don't even remember, do you?
No, yeah, he was
one
DA.
term, right? Wasn't he?
Attorney, yeah, one term. I met him. I actually met him.
Terrible governor. Did nothing.
He was kind of an airhead, a little bit. Of
Did nothing. Romer was pretty good. I mean, they're all pretty good. I mean, I don't know about this guy. What's he doing? I think he's looking to run for president one day, or vice president.
Oh, not Pena. He kind of fell off the map, didn't he?
He did, huh? Just the director of transportation job, and they just disappeared.
I liked him.
Federico Pena.
I always liked him.
Did you like him?
I don't know what was wrong with him. Really?
No, I didn't. You know, I think he was very involved in the community. I thought that was always really good. He kind of made himself available. Like that different from it. Oh, politics thing's kind of crazy.
Retirement can last 20, 30, or more years.
So when Coke switched over to zero sugar, did it change?
Yes.
Remember we talked about that?
It's not the same.
It did change?
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's not the way. It's not bad, but it's not anything like. They did something to the formulation. Damn it.
We're talking about whether it'd be different or not.
Can you get some of the old stuff or what?
I noticed it, man. I noticed it. I don't have any drink that I really like.
Does it have a diet taste to it? I've never had that Coke.
More than the other one. The other one was exactly like Coke. I loved it. This one has a tiny bit.
I'm not crazy about any diet.
But Coke Zero, the old one, I swear to God, the best I've ever seen. Tasted. This one is a little.
I know.
Huh?
It's truly an addiction. It is. I'm not kidding.
What do you mean?
You get addicted to aspartame or whatever's in
I
it.
hardly drink them.
Well, I'm not saying you do or don't.
But I think you're right.
The hardest thing Suzanne ever gave up was Diet Coke, and I include cigarettes in
I
that.
think that if the old formula was still in effect, I would have.
Yeah, you were kind of forced to slow down.
I drank the shit out of those.
Do you think it affected any of your
Remember
spilling?
huh?
Did it affect any of the spilling you used to have problems?
Oh, I never spill anymore.
No.
She literally would literally say
What do you mean used to?
how many days she was clean of Coke for probably 2 years. I'm not kidding. She did it like the badges you would get at AA or something.
He asked if I still spill.
I was
He spills every day.
He did it twice, though. He did it. We cleaned it up, and then he knocked it again.
We had a guest sitting where Andy was one time, and somehow he spilled from there onto the guest.
My kid does it. Bonnie does it all the time. And I said, is this like heredity or what?
Yes. My daughter couldn't help growing up and spill. She'd get the big
Bonnie
glass
will
of water.
What is it? You just don't see it?
Mark,
And she would do it.
It's not like you spill it in your hand.
Stephanie says left-handed people are clumsy. And I say that's not true.
God, I never thought of that. Is there a lot of left-handed athletes?
Yeah.
Like basketball players?
There's only 10% of the
Oh,
population.
absolutely.
Oh, that's right. So, I mean, you're up against something anyhow.
You
It's only 10% of the
You got
population.
Bubba Watson.
I can't believe that's all it is.
Huh?
I can't believe that's all it is.
That's all it is. And you
10%.
see all
You
these
see that?
athletes and a lot of presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump's not left-handed.
No, isn't he?
I don't know.
You hear the story about Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson, when he started playing, his dad...
No. Now,
Clinton was probably left-handed.
Let me see. Left-handed. I'm going to put it in here. Left-handed.
Phil's quite the story, because he played righty, and he couldn't master the shot.
Can you believe you can look up anything? Okay. Left-handed presidents. Ready? Mark. Ready, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Garfield, Hoover, Truman, Gerald Ford, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Obama.
That's a lot of them.
I know.
That's a lot
For
of
10%.
That's why we're so lefty.
Hi, Tom Martino, your left-handed troubleshooter.
The longest running left-handed troubleshooter ever.
The longest running. I am the highest rated left-handed talk show host who does consumer topics.
Now let's see that guy email that one.
And don't forget the left-handed air guitar too.
I am definitely the highest rated left-handed talk show host who does consumer issues.
You know what I'm reading?
West of the Mississippi.
It says left-handed people have an increased risk of dyslexia and ADHD.
Well, of course. I told you I had this.
And spills.
But I wonder why that's left. What's that got to do with left-handed?
Dyslexia, I battled with it my whole life, but I got over it, I say. But every once in a while, it's like, have you ever seen, like, in a movie where they show flash frames of somebody's past when they're going through PTSD or something? In a movie, it goes...
Yeah.
Every once in a while, that happens with dyslexia, and the words will go... But it happens so infrequently. But it happens a lot of times with directions. North will be south, south. Somebody says a left-hand turn. And I'm thinking left. With GPS now, I never have the problem, but I turn right.
It says left-handed people are more likely to spill and steal phrases from their co-host than any other person.
I don't steal phrases.
Oh, wow. That's pretty strong.
I'm not stealing phrases. Yeah. I am somehow, for some reason,
morphing.
You know how you hang out with people,
morphing.
And you start picking up crap.
Yeah.
Well, I started saying something that I haven't said in a few days, so I don't want to say it.
I overcame bulimia.
I don't want to say it because I got to tell you, when I say it too much. I got to tell you is what I don't want to say anymore. I got to tell you. Mark says that so much. I got to tell you that I'm trying not to say it. It rubbed off on me. I got to tell you. Do you ever hear people who say this? So blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean,
Vern?
You know what I'm saying?
Over and over.
Well, in radio, you learn not to fill the silence. That people do that to fill silence. They go, yeah, and but you just keep silent. So you say, hey, John, let's talk about your teenager. John, teenage cars. Okay, do you want a new or used car? Do you know?
We're going to do used.
Okay. Now, I can't help but mention Rockies. Now, I'm not telling you to go there, only there, but to shop around. But they really have a big selection. I want to tell you that. Now, let's talk about checking out cars, no matter who you go to. You're going to have it checked out, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yep.
You can use one of our mobile guys. They go on site and check it.
Oh, okay.
What's your price range?
Well, somewhere in the 6, 7, 8 grand.
Okay. Mark, do you think 6 to 8 used to be realistic for a used car? Now, I'm not telling you can't find them. You can find $6,000 to $8,000 used cars. It's getting increasingly more difficult because of the cash for clunkers. Cash for clunkers took a lot of old cars off the road. Then the recession, the factories slowed down manufacturing. As a result, there is a serious shortage of used cars. Ergo, they go up in value. Even if you do find what used to be a $5,000 or $6,000 car, they're going to be more like $8,500. Are you finding that, Andy Burrow, at the dealerships?
Absolutely true.
Okay, so that's going to be a problem. Here's what I recommend. The cheapest thing will be buying the car. Maintaining it the cheaper you go, the more maintenance you'll have. It's an irrefutable fact, right? Most of the guys that walk into your stores and have a terrible basket case, it's a car they bought for cheap, right?
No two ways about it.
That's right. Very seldom is it a car that just wore out. It's a car that they bought cheap and they have no idea what happened to it.
All right, well, two quick questions. We're, some friends of ours, their kids just got in an accident, and it just scared us. We're looking for
safety,
something like an SUV, something a little bit bigger to buffer.
You're so out of that price range now. I mean, I'm going to give it to him straight, man. He's 11 to 14,000, and I got to be honest, I'd look at something that's going to cost you more. If it's a brand new driver, I'll never make the mistake again. They'll have autonomous braking.
Now, I want to tell you, since we talked about this, Rocky's Autos, 303-426-4646, 63rd and Federal, open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. They have 40 lenders to choose from if you want to use them. Rocky'sAutos.com.
Do you owe the IRS? Then don't wait. Call Advanced Tax Solutions.
His theory about being more safe inside an SUV is actually backward.
Yeah.
So in all actuality, the smaller cars, the little sedans and the coupes, fare better inside accidents. Likewise, the propensity for the driver
she told me it was 11
getting
hours.
an accident because of
They
user
said
error is
24 hours, it was tagged, but because of the limo, it was
What is a good
way out,
SUV?
and that's
It's going
why.
to be 15 grand.
So you give that update on
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't find what
We have an update for Millennium Queen.
It was because it was parked way, because the limo was parked way out there, and the people couldn't hardly barely drive around it.
Are there any signs?
No signs and stuff, but it was there for 24 hours.
Why do they have a limo?
That's what she does. That's her, she drives a limo. Yeah. That's one
And
of
her limo is...
And she said they said
I
she
still
had
think
tagged it.
she can take him to court. Oh, they tagged it?
Yeah, that's what she had said, because it was out there for 24 hours.
Oh, God. How come people don't tell us this stuff? You can almost not park anywhere for 24 hours and not be towed.
She told me, I specifically asked Millennium that, and she said,
Yeah.
11 hours.
But the rules are very strict about towing. And let's find private towing. Towing in... Oh, wait. Is it Denver? Well, no, it doesn't matter. It's the state. In Colorado. Warning signs.
It states very specifically that on or about December 22nd, so really the heart of this Flynn record has to do with these days before and after Christmas, after
Okay,
the
this is
election.
Colorado.gov.
It says a very senior member of the presidential transition team
Park on
directed
private property
Flynn
only if
to
you have permission,
contact
otherwise
officials
park.
from foreign governments,
Private property.
including
Those
Russia,
individuals, companies have the right
federal court in D.C. at issue at the time
to
and
tow
vote at the
without
UN.
permission. This
The
applies to
Obama administration
businesses.
argued there can only be one administration at a time, and this really goes to their argument that the president's team was really moving very quickly to embrace their new responsibilities.
Even if the
Yet
business is
many
closed,
have
that's
gotten
right.
over the tip of their skis.
But where's the
In some
signage?
respects, is John Roberts of the White House reading a statement from President Trump's attorney.
Nothing about the guilty plea.
Well, I know Denver's got specific laws. You're saying that the PUC would regulate it, of course.
That's what I thought. Maybe not, though.
Suggests more people were aware.
I thought Denver had...
They have boot laws, too.
The boot was $100, I thought was the most that they could...
After changes went over several wave-right Republicans, Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Mark, that's where Andy's staying for New Year's Eve, and he stays there all the time.
I'm going to guess
Yeah,
it
I told you.
is Sam's Club.
Sounds fun. Exactly right.
Red Rock
Best food ever.
Oh, I love Red Rock.
Go there for
Red
lunch.
Rock's
Go there for lunch. And
in
get all the
Vegas.
samples.
That's where Mark and I are staying for the
It's called
killers.
Red Rocks?
It's
Red
gorgeous.
Rock.
It's off the strip. It's quiet. The sports bar is unbelievable. The restaurants are great.
Vegas is fun.
Do you play golf?
No.
I was going to say most people probably stay there for the two
Here's the
courses.
Colorado State Law.
Thanks, Rachel. Phosphine, fair.
Have you stayed there, Red Rocks?
Never.
You're a golfer. You probably love it.
Yeah,
They
I
got
do.
two beautiful courses.
Time to go online.
Right there?
And look at all
Mhm.
the Medicare plan choices.
It's a
Where
resort.
are they looking at? Where at?
It's about 30 miles. What is that, north or west? What is that?
I would think it's west.
It's not even 30. It's probably 15
It's
miles
a ways
west
out there.
of downtown. Or the strip.
Right.
Use the tools at Medicare.gov.
It's not, I mean, if you get an Uber, which I'll never use again, if you get a Lyft,
No, but Lyft is great.
if you get a Lyft, it's probably, 12 bucks to get downtown. It's nothing.
Yeah, and you can get away from it too.
But it's really nice. I mean, the rooms, you're not going to get the $39 rooms. They're like usually, the slowest time I've seen is like 109, but usually they're about 200 bucks a night. But I'm telling you, man, it is beautiful.
That's all.
It's more of a resort than it is. I mean, the casino's ginormous, but it's more of a resort type deal. Like you find in Phoenix or something.
In fact, we have Mallory. He's down in Vegas all the time.
He used to have a house down there. He made a fortune.
Karen acting as authorized.
He sold it at the good times then.
He bought it at, when the foreclosure rate down there was crazy.
Oh,
All the
okay.
casinos were
For them
going
to
broke.
tow a vehicle,
And then
right?
he
That makes sense.
did it. But he's a poker
I'm
player.
surprised they could do that.
Oh, he told me his story. I had no idea. He
All
made
signs
a living
posted to
doing
provide
it.
notice pursuant to this rule shall
It's
be
actually,
applied.
it's like his background's accounting.
It has to be no less,
All their
Mark, no less than 1 square foot in size. Lettering must be 1 inch in height. Lettering contrasts sharply, and then it says it must state the restrictions are enforced, include the name and telephone number of the carrier, and then, but where do they post it? It doesn't say. I'll see. It's not.
Wow.
Damn.
Unless notice of parking limitation, regulation, restriction, prohibition was provided at the time of the vehicle was parked, and notice is provided that anyone parking in violation of limitations, regulations, prohibition is subject to being towed at the vehicle's expense, and it must be conspicuous and in the area. So, she's got. I don't care if she was parked like that. They can't just tow her.
I'm just saying what she said.
Well, okay, I don't understand why you say that now.
Because that's what the law says.
If I'm
I don't say
blocking,
it, the law says it.
or impeding traffic, it doesn't matter if a sign's around or not. They're going to come tow my vehicle.
Just like if you took up multiple.
Mark, that's a police tow. You call the police, they'll tow it.
So if someone blocks my driveway and I can't get into my own house, I can't tow their car. I'm arguing that.
I'm not arguing it. I'm saying I'm reading the law. I'm not
Okay.
arguing anything. I mean, how? I don't know.
And she said she did not tell her that she was sleeping in the car.
What do you make of the whole thing? You talked to all the... Well, you've only talked to
Okay,
them one
the towing
time.
can be directed. Listen, the towing can be directed by a law enforcement officer. So I think you call the cop and say my car is being blocked, and they're going to tow it.
But you don't have the right to do it.
The way this says,
Is it on their property?
what do you mean?
Is the vehicle on the apartment complex?
This is all about towing.
Yes.
That's all this is about. Is towing on private property.
I'm just thinking, okay, so someone parks in your parking lot, and they're impeding other cars getting in or out. Do you have the right to have that fucking vehicle towed?
Yeah,
I would say yes.
Here's what I think. I think you call the cops. I don't know. Unless owner under a written. Okay, hold on.
So this millennial, you want to know my opinion on her? She said they thought it was a conspiracy that this company was following her around to tow her.
So she's a nut.
Are we there yet? Yeah.
Because she got towed last year.
Hold on. If it's an abandoned vehicle,
To your neighborhood.
they can tow it. An abandoned vehicle, but they still have, unless...
Is that a 24-hour?
A towing may not be performed on a non-consensual tow other than abandoned vehicles. So abandoned
What's in it? How do you... What?
The Troubleshooter.
You know what?
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Today is Car Day. Welcome. Pro Auto Care is here. Kimmer Transmission's here. Colorado Springs Dodge is here. Let's talk about your life. And Rolly Purifoy is here. I see him in the studio. Let's talk about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here's the deal. When can you tow a car on private property? The law has very specific limitations. It says, by the way, that local law can also be affected by this. So the local law can be even more restricted. Local law can be even more restricted. Come on, vehicle, all bets are off. But what is an abandoned vehicle? Abandoned vehicle means an abandoned property. They must have signs that are conspicuous in the area. That parking rules are enforced and that towing will happen. There must be a sign. It can't be a sign, just one sign at the entrance. You have to have a conspicuous sign. However, what if you're impeding traffic? The apartment project.
I nailed it. It was 24 hours. That's what it says. Any motor vehicle left unattended on private property for a period of 24 hours or longer
is considered abandoned.
It's abandoned.
Did you see Rolly just come up and kiss me?
It was a big wet one.
Can I file a Harvey Weinstein on him?
You should.
No, I think with a gesture of appreciation, I don't think you can take that sexual.
Now, Millennium.
A Matt Lauer.
Technically, if your car. Hello,
Yeah,
Millennium. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Technically, 24 hours is considered abandoned if you haven't moved it.
Right, and I was here less than 11 hours, and I have another resident that was here when I arrived.
Okay, that's one thing. I'm just telling you what the law says. Dan called the apartment complex. They said you were there for 24 hours.
No, I was
and
not.
And they tagged her vehicle, and it was sticking out really far because it's a limo.
Yeah. So,
now, I have a resident here with me that would like to talk to you.
Well, I don't want to talk right now because I'm just telling you what you can do. This is what they're going to tell you, that it was 24 hours. You don't have to convince me. Here's what you're going to do. I'm going to tell you what to do to get what you need to get all your expenses. But 24 hours is considered abandoned. If you are impeding traffic, you have to call a cop, and a police officer will have it towed. You can't have it towed on your own. If you have a sign that says no parking or parking in designated areas or any warnings about towing, then you can tow them for parking illegally, or not illegally, but parking wrong. Okay, you can just tow them. Or customers only. If they're a non-customer, you can tow them. Absolutely tow them. That's the way it is. Okay? So, they told you, you claimed you were only there 11 hours. You also claimed there are no signs. You can take them to small claims court for every dime it cost you and get it back if you're telling the truth. All you have to do is convince a judge, okay, Millennium? You convince a judge, you take pictures and show there are no signs. They have to be at least 1 foot by 1 foot. The lettering has to be at least 1 inch. It has to be strict contrast lettering, and the signs have to be conspicuous and in the area. Okay? That's what a reasonable person, if a reasonable person could see that sign in that area and not park there, that is what you need to do. Then you need to go to court and just sue them for your expenses. And you'll probably win if you're telling the truth. Here's the problem with parking. We almost never have people tell us the truth. Almost never. They say, oh, I left the car there for 30 seconds and I ran into, Starbucks or something like that. I'm not saying you're lying, Millennium, but they say they tagged your car and can prove it was there for more than 24 hours. That's all I'm saying. I am not arguing with you. I'm not saying you're lying. So those are the obstacles you have to overcome, okay? Millennium? Okay. So be prepared. And if you have a resident there who will testify that you were not there 24 hours, I think that's good. They're going to have another thing. They're going to say you were blocking traffic. Well, in that case, they should have called the cops. And they would. And then the other one is they had no signs. So how do you think it's going to go, Mark? What do you think? You think she's going to lose?
I don't know. I mean, I got to tell you, after that last scumbag, in my opinion, with the boot, I don't know anymore.
The thing about boots really bothers me because there are no laws for that. Literally, anyone can boot your car. Then it's up to you to fight it. It's a civil matter. We took matters into our hand because we thought we were on solid ground that if this guy came after us civilly, we'll win. Because he just booted her car, and I don't think any reasonable jury anywhere would say it was right to do it. Because there were no warning signs at all except at the entrance, and it didn't say where to park. It just said we boot cars. It didn't say where to park. It said parking rules are posted, and they were not posted anywhere.
Well, in the very, very back, but they weren't posted anywhere that person would have ever seen them.
And the only rules were what?
Well, I don't even remember. They were just the small no parking signs. That's it. You're right. There wasn't actually a list of rules where to park.
No.
It never said visitors must park here,
right,
blah, blah.
Never. And they keep hanging in their hat. Grove Apartments keep saying, Grove at Cherry Creek or something, they keep saying, well, the residents know because they send emails to the residents. But it's not the residents' cars you're booting. You're booting the infringers who come in there. They're the ones that have to be warned. Of course, there's no law that says you have to do it.
Boy, that guy had some rap sheet, didn't he? It was incredible. You notice how he shut up on Facebook after I started talking about his past?
Park it right, yeah. So, Ray, what's going on with Phil Long? You say you have a problem with Phil Long?
Yes, I bought a vehicle down there, and now there were several things. It's not a warranty issue.
Did you buy new or used, Ray?
It was used.
And when did you buy it, Ray?
I bought it on the 11th of September.
Okay. Here is what I'm going to tell you. You know if you do buy one, it's as is unless you have a warranty. Did you have a warranty?
I really don't know, but this was not.
Well, then you don't.
This
Okay,
is not warranty
what?
issues.
Tell me what the issue is then.
Okay. They had the car there. I told the guy to see what'd be more feasible for me, to get a new one or a good used one. He said, well, this car that I'm getting in only has 5,000 miles on it. I said, okay, so we went ahead, did the paperwork and stuff.
But you didn't tell me the problem.
Yes, the problem I found when we went to the detail shop.
Yeah.
To pick it up. We finished the paperwork and stuff, and we went out there.
What's the problem?
The rails on the top, where it's a Transit Connect wagon. Like
the luggage rack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone had taken it off, and it's got some plugs in it.
I see. I see.
I
there are plugs where they took a rail off. Okay. Are they leaking?
So water doesn't get in.
Are they leaking, Ray?
No. I needed for what I'm using the van, I need those rails. And I told the salesman, he says, we'll take care of it.
Was it on the We Owe You?
Did you hear that, Ray? Did they put that on a statement, Ray?
No, they didn't put nothing on there.
Then you're not going to get them. We're going to call Phil Long, and they're going to say we never promised the rails.
What was the year, make, model?
It's a 2014 Transit Connect.
Did you try to find rails for it?
No. I've got other problems. That's not the only one.
What's the other problem?
The other problem is he only gave me one key. And I said, where's the other key?
That's not required. There's no requirement to give you more than one key.
He says, we'll get you.
Unless it's on the We Owe You.
Listen, Ray, we're not saying this, by the way, to give you a hard time. Just for people listening. We're saying this for the people listening. When people call us, we use it as an example. Ray, straight up, unless it's in the contract, they don't owe it to you. Second of all, there's no requirement to give you more than one key. Unfortunately, you don't have a lot to stand on right now. But I can see what you're saying. It's not a warranty issue. It's more of an honor issue. Rolly, what were you
you're right.
Rolly?
There's no requirement for two keys, but we always try to provide two keys. Of course. To try to do that. It's quite possibly they're going to know where they traded that vehicle from. And maybe if it was a one-owner type of deal or a one-company deal, maybe they took the rack off. Maybe they've got the rack, and they want it out of their way. Everybody's happy.
Did Phil Long say they would try to find the rail or find the key?
They just said that they try and take care of it. There's other problems.
What else?
The car had glue, still has glue, above the windows all the way around, especially the passenger side.
But you knew that when you bought it.
No, not till I got got ready to take it.
Hold on. What did you think as is meant? This is what I need to.
As is. They told me I had a warranty. They told me. I didn't see it. I didn't sign no papers where, let me finish.
Well, maybe it does if it only has 5,000 miles on it.
I found one in perfect shape on the luggage rack, though, just to let them know this isn't a huge issue. You're going to find them between $100 and $125 used, shipped to your place.
He says I have to let him finish. So far, the rails were promised. The key was promised. There's glue on the windshield. I'm saying these are issues that with an as-is purchase with no promises, there's not much you can do. But you said he also promised a warranty. Keep going. I want to make sure I hear every single problem.
Okay.
What else?
Okay. Still on the glue. They try to buff it out, and they ruined the trim, where they hit it with a buffer. And they couldn't get it off. They said, bring it back. We'll take care of it. I've been back a bunch of times. Okay, another thing. The floor mats were missing.
Did they promise to get you? Did they promise to get you?
They said they could get them.
Okay, and they didn't.
They did. Okay.
Sam's Club,
what
1995.
No, but what else?
No, I wanted the factory ones because only had.
What else? What else? Okay, rails, key, glue, floor mats, warranty. What else was promised that was not in the contract? Hold on, and you can tell us the list, because I want to make sure, Ray, you're saying I'm not listening, so I want to make sure I get every single thing that was promised, but you did not get in writing that you're going to have us call Phil Long Ford, and we're going to tell Phil Long Ford that they are liars because they promised this stuff and didn't get it to you. And they're going to say, we did not promise that to Ray. So we're going to call them for you, and we're going to insist that they give you this stuff. We're going to insist on it. I promise. Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. John Fuller, Fuller Law. Remember the name. If you're ever injured and you wonder, was it someone else's fault? Should someone else help me? I need reimbursement, but you don't really know where to turn. Call John Fuller. All initial consultations are complimentary. He'll answer all of your questions, all of them. If you decide to use him, he'll only charge you a small contingency based on what he collects, so there are no fees if he doesn't collect. He'll tell you the truth if you have a case or not. That's the most important thing. He'll tell you what he thinks the case is worth. And if he thinks you can do it on your own, he'll give you tips and hints. 303-597-4500. If you are injured and it is someone else's fault or it's questionable, give them a call. 303-597-4500. Whether it is a problem with a medical device or a product, or you slipped and you fell, or it's a vehicle accident, an auto accident, 303-597-4500.
I want the redhead. You want to the fat?
I don't know why. You're supposed to be in the past. Who's going to call Phil Long? And tell him he promised. Go on.
Is he done?
No, but we can talk to him Phil Long. We can talk to him. He's waited long enough. Are you going to call Phil Long, or do you want someone else to? We can call Phil Long. Okay, she's on the phone.
Somebody that I know.
She's on the phone.
You ain't like this at all.
We did that to the soccer coach.
I know. When I say he's done, I was wondering, was he done with the problems?
Yes, there are more on his list.
His list.
2 teeth inside her head and everything.
They might have promised him a trip to Hawaii.
Oh my God.
And they were photos.
Is Flynn the fourth top Trump official to be indicted?
That's cruel.
I buy a long time.
I don't know.
Roommate is crazy.
Why?
Man, it's the most corrupt administration so far.
Yeah, but it was all started because of the corrupt one before him.
Flynn worked for Obama.
What?
Flynn worked for Obama.
It's all the old.
He started.
I didn't know that.
Trump fired.
Completely. Yeah, defense. He was someone called the defense, whatever, under the Obama administration. He just kept him over.
How many years in jail would he?
He would have had 60, but now he's getting
60? 60?
Yeah, his plea with Flynn went down to under 6 months, so he's facing 60. That's why everybody's going, oh shit, what does this guy have?
I'd be singing like.
And you can't just throw people under the bus without evidence, right?
I'd be doing it in sign language.
Does it happen all the time?
Oh God, yeah.
What do you think about all this sex allegations? It's terrible.
Rat bastards.
You don't think you should have to do that, but I'm going to have a meeting next week with the whole company about it.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
Good deal.
I'm telling you, man.
You're going to apologize to everyone?
I am going to.
No, seriously. I mean, there are.
We've got
this
a gal.
Is dangerous.
We have a gal that works for us. It's Joni's.
We're online, by the way.
Joni's.
Yeah, friend.
Sister-in-law. She just used to always look incredible in jeans and stuff. This years ago. And she,
but you can't sing.
Well, we used to. We used to all the time.
Okay.
We don't anymore.
Old school. Right.
You're saying you just compliment.
No, but you know what? I can see that. I can see where guys used to do that and girls used to accept it. Now they don't.
Or they liked it.
Of course.
Well, we don't know they liked it. Sometimes they would smile and you think they liked it.
Some of them probably
they were afraid to speak out, it could be.
Yeah.
Like, hey, baby, blah, blah. And they go, oh,
it's truly a cultural issue. Really, we're changing.
It's scary because it was so different that some of these old codgers, I don't think even understood what they were doing. No, I'm serious.
I don't condone.
I'm not talking about the touching and the outright grabbing and the sex.
No, the comments.
I'm talking about comments.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys did not have, they didn't think, oh, let's have sex. If they say, yo, baby, those jeans really look good, I think they're just being like they used to be.
I don't know how many cartoons where they the wolf would whistle at them.
You're right.
That's all gone.
Woo! And construction workers, when you walk by, what was that old stereotype of walking past a construction site?
Exactly.
Oh, they'd all whistle.
Exactly, right. And I'll bet you many of them did that walk across there.
I remember
to get a whistle.
I remember Phyllis Diller says.
Phyllis Diller.
She says that. I remember her saying, I can't stand that place. Those guys would whistle and grab and grope and say disgusting things. And the woman said, well, they don't do that anymore. She says, yeah, that's why I hate that place.
That sounds more like Joan Rivers.
Oh, it could have been. That could have been her.
Joan Rivers was still here. That's when she was.
Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller.
I remember her on Scooby-Doo.
That's right.
She'd be the guest, you know.
That's right. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo used to have all these weird guests when I was growing up. Like Phyllis Diller would be a cartoon.
Oh, really?
Don Knotts.
Oh, that's true. Did you see Gomer?
Ed.
Yeah. Who did?
Gomer Pyle.
Yeah. I didn't see it on the news at all. I just read it.
I didn't realize if he was gay. Oh, yeah.
God, I had no idea about that.
Hi, Tom Martino here. I want to make very clear that we believe Ray. Ray, I truly believe you. That they said, oh, no problem, we'll get a hold of that. I do believe you. I'm not giving you a hard time because I don't believe you. I want others to know the folly when people say, oh, yeah, we'll take care of those rails. Don't worry about that key. Oh, yeah, we got those floor mats, or we'll get those floor mats, blah, blah, blah. That's the thing, Ray. It's not that I don't believe you. I do believe you. I do, but we can't track down that guy and make him admit it. Now, what else other than you have the rails, key, glue, warranty, floor mats, what else?
The owner's manual.
Okay. Now, the owner's manual. Is that it, or are there other problems?
The car is still hesitating a little bit. You know, I mentioned.
Is it under warranty, by the way, Ray? You only have 5,000 miles on it.
It should be.
Well, what is it? What kind of car is it?
It's a Ford Transit Connect.
Transit Connect. What year?
2014.
Then it's under warranty, no?
Should be. Well, it depends on time.
Isn't it 3-year? 36.
No, it's going to be probably a 3 and 100,000 on drivetrain and stuff.
But 3 years, are we coming up on 3 years? That's the problem. It was
but still, that's still, I mean,
15, 16.
5,000 mile unit. Come on, Phil Long, just take care of this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Suzanne.
One other thing.
Yeah.
They showed me and told me the Carfax said it had been in no accident.
Uh-oh. Was it in an accident?
I think so.
Well,
because the guy told me, you know, the last time I talked to him, he told me it had been in the body shop.
What did you pay for this?
I paid $21,000, and for $2,000 more, I could have got a brand new one.
Then why didn't you get a new one?
Because we were already in the process of, you know, doing the paperwork for it. I got bad credit, and they got me approved.
Okay, hey Ray, why was it in the body shop?
I don't know. They didn't tell me that. But
see, Ray, when you say stuff like this, they did not tell me that. Or I found this, you know, when I went to look, when I got inside it, you found the glue. Why didn't you insist on this stuff? Why didn't you say, okay, I'll seal the deal when it's done? Or I demand to know why it's in the body shop. Why didn't you just assert yourself?
Because it was late, and he told me, we'll take care of it, you know.
God almighty. I mean, Suzanne, what did they say? Did you call them?
I had to leave a message for a general manager
Tom. We're gonna follow it up, Ray. It's only got 5,000 miles on it. We're gonna help you, but I can't promise you we can demand the rails and the key and the warranty. It should have a warranty, no matter. I mean, not no matter what. It should have a warranty.
Well, I'm going to go back to the thing of Phil Logs is going to know where they traded from this car. They're going to have that information.
What if it's an auction, though? Right?
Well, they still could dig a little bit deeper, and they could find out where that thing came from, and then he could solve several of the problems: the floor mats, the key,
You're right.
the headache rack, and all that, or the roof rack and stuff. But probably pretty easily.
All right, take his number, and we'll follow this one up. And Stephen has a problem. Stephen, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, brother?
I have an issue with the transmission warranty.
What is the issue?
I had a warranty that was last April. I had a transmission rebuilt on my work vehicle, and it was a 12,000 mile warranty, or 1 year.
From who?
ABD Transmission in Inglewood.
I don't know them. Okay, and what happened?
And, well, I picked it up on April 8th.
Yeah.
And about a little over 90 days, it spilled out on me. It just went out. and he doesn't want to guarantee. I'm still in warranty. He doesn't want to.
Why?
Warranty.
Why?
He's trying to blame it on the cooling system in my radiator, that it made it overheat or it clogged up.
What do you think, Jeff?
Well, it's possible. I'd have to be able to take a look at it and know for sure.
But if it overheated and had nothing to do with the transmission,
well, no, the transmission cools through
doesn't
the
have
radiator.
Okay.
Okay, so if that radiator, is this a GM vehicle? Is it Ford? What are we talking about? Ford what?
E350.
E350, and you were driving and it puked it out the vent? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I was driving. I just smelled it. I know what it smells like because it went out before.
Okay.
It was going out before when I had it rebuilt.
Well,
so,
maybe it went out before because of the radiator.
That's entirely possible. And a cooler line test is actually very, very easy to check to make sure it's not restricted, make sure that core inside there hasn't collapsed.
Is that something they should do when they rebuild the transmission?
Well, typically you're going to find out, if nothing else, because we have to clean those cooler lines before you put it back in. So if you have restrictions or if it's plugged up, it's going to backfeed on you.
So you think they're looking for an excuse to get out of the warranty?
Yeah, he wants me to pay for a whole other rebuild.
Well, it's tough. I mean, what we have to do is figure out just because you think it's the warranty and he thinks it's the cooler, it doesn't matter what any of you think. It matters what it really is, and we have to get some evidence. Is it drivable at all or not?
It's not. It's draining fluid. It don't hold.
Well, if that cooler is plugged, it's still going to be plugged, regardless if it was plugged before. It's plugged now.
Right. Where is it?
It's at. I've had it towed from the shop. It's at my residence.
Okay. We need to have somebody look at it. Maybe you can get some. You can have Automotive MDs or SOS. Either one. Does MD still doing stuff?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So. They can. He'll tell in a minute, not in a minute, literally, but he'll tell if that's clogged, and then you'll have ammunition. But that's what you're.
I'd called them about a few weeks after I picked it up, and I told him it was slipping in the neutral.
That doesn't matter. He'll deny that, or it doesn't matter. What really matters is what's wrong with it now. Since you have the truck there, what Rolly said, is it a truck or van?
It's a van.
Truck. A van? What doesn't matter.
350. It's a 1 ton.
Now, what Rolly said is right. If that's clogged, it's clogged. You'll know it. So let's do that. Give him those 2 numbers, Suzanne, and let him. You got to do some homework, Stephen, and we'll fight for you. We'll help you. I've never heard of the transmission place, but this is the problem. When you have a warranty, is that good enough? No. You have to have a reputation, because all someone has to do is say, no, it's not a warranty issue. What do you do? What do you do? You're not going to go to court. Well, that's why this show exists. So you need to gather some evidence for yourself, and we'll help you do it, okay? 303-713-TALK. Patty has trouble with a 2015. She thinks the frame is cracked. Hey, Patty, how long have you owned this 2015 Honda?
I bought it new.
Oh, and you think the frame is cracked?
I've seen pictures of it, and I've taken it to body shops. I've had several different people
Do
look
they
at
say
it.
it's cracked?
Yes.
Is it under warranty?
Yes.
What are they going to... Okay, is it abuse of some kind, or was it a manufacturer's defect?
Well, Honda's telling me that I abused it because I was towing 600 pounds with it.
Well, hold on, and we'll examine it. Okay, I don't know. I mean, again, we have an issue with a warranty. Is it a warranty or is it not? That's the problem. The holidays are coming up. I talked about, John Fuller, attorney at law, and I really hope you never need him. He's a personal injury attorney. And I certainly hope you never need Joe Lazzara. He's a criminal defense attorney. With the holidays coming up, so many people have office parties, and they drink. Listen, not everyone who gets stopped and gets popped for a DUI is a stone-cold drunk. Some of them just miscalculate, and they have just one too many drinks, and their blood alcohol level is illegal. Not just a DUI, but driving under the influence, a DWAI, I think they call it, whatever it is. It's just as bad. I mean, you still have a mark on your record, and you have to go through court. Joseph A. Lazzara for help. First of all, avoid it by not drinking. Use a designated driver, or use public transportation, or use Lyft or Uber. Well, Mark will never use Uber again, but you can use Lyft or Uber. LazaraLegal.com, Joseph A. Lazara. He's been with us for years. Great representation when you need it the most. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. You'll also find Joe Lazara on our referral list if you look at referralist.com. Ideal Home Loans has a better plan. They can help you with...
This year. They're going, the little entourage is going.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
As taking her, they're doing a big welcome to the Miss Universe. For a week. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's exciting. The Philippines, I think that the Philippines are trying to keep Miss Universe in their graces because they had Miss Universe, not this last year, but the year before, in the Philippines, and I think they want it back. So they're
You mean the actual event?
Yeah. Yeah. They have it in the Bahamas. They have it all over the world because it is a world, thing. So that's exciting.
Then where do they go after that?
I don't know.
When was the last time you watched
They just move it around.
So they take a whole contingency with them.
Small group gets to go and take it. They take it. So and yeah, probably. But he met today. He had lunch with one of the guys at IOG, and he did the same thing, not with Miss Universe, but in another aspect. And now he has a full-time job. He works in HR, and he said, I'm taking it to the head of your resume to the head of HR and letting him know what you're doing for the agency. So hopefully some exciting. So, Mark, she had said she'd been trying to get a hold of you, so.
Too long. It's already on.
Let you know.
What? I'm not quite getting it.
Pizza will be here between 11:45 and noon.
We got up in our second floor, our second shelf of all storage after we have back in providing for
and they're relaxing. That's good.
Well, I literally don't own one stock right now.
$1/4
No, I sold it.
For one?
All your Microsoft?
They like
I sold everything.
They were really excited for.
I usually do. I was up on everything. I didn't have one. I had one account where AMD was down. Yeah, AT&T I lost a few bucks, but who cares?
Today's the first.
Actually, it's good because I'll turn around and really look back and see what I want to buy.
Oh my God, that's not a bad deal. I agree.
And I didn't take a beating today. In fact, most of the stocks I had were not even affected. I think I lost, when it was down 300, I was down $199 from over 300.
Christmas? It's right there. This is what it was yesterday.
Actually, it's still up. I mean, it's up in a week.
Oh yeah. It is
It's time to kick your ED right out the door. Call them and make your appointment right now.
Why is everybody and their mother selling these emergency food storage kits now?
Because of Trump?
Oh, no. Well, you should keep that was out there too. I mean, not for years.
I don't think I can eat that shit. I got deer everywhere, baby. I'll find it.
I have more energy, and I look and feel 20 years younger. And now my wife tells me I have to take.
No, freeze dries.
That's not bad because of all the diet. It was horrible.
Oh, no, they taste good.
You're the same guy that liked the dollar steaks. He He brought his home.
Every time
he brought his home.
I had it when I mixed it in with the eggs, but no, I didn't bring it. I bred it for the dogs.
Sure he did.
Yeah.
But you don't like your dog?
Yeah. My dog loved it. Thank you. Every time I leave, he says, "Are you going to the dollar store?"
You want a book, you do it for 888-400-0435.
IRS on your back? Get your peace of mind back. Go to Advanced Tax Solutions.
Conspicuously posted near each entrance, and parking spots have to be noticed. See, people have to know where to park.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. We got Rolly Purefoy here from Purefoy Chevrolet, Andy Barella from Colorado Springs Dodge, Alan Ramos Pro to Care Jepvik, Kimmer Transmission. Any and all questions taken. Patty says she's got a cracked frame, and the dealer is saying they're not going to fix it under warranty. Is that right, Patty?
Well, yeah, they told me I was towing with it. My owner's manual says I can tow up to 1,000 pounds, and I was towing
This is a Civic?
Yes.
How would you tow? Is it a bumper pull? What is it? Do you have
I had a Class 2 receiver trailer hitch installed.
Okay.
Now, you can get hitched for about anything, really.
Good. So you were pulling something that was 600 pounds, but the tongue weight is also a factor. No matter what it weighs when you pull, tongue weight could be a determining factor, it's called. That is the weight on the rear of the vehicle. What was the tongue weight? They may not be talking about the pulling weight.
Yeah, I don't know what the tongue weight is on what I was pulling.
Because that's going to be what could crack a frame as well. Rolly?
What were you pulling?
I have a mobility scooter, and I bought a Bruno Chariot lift trailer.
Oh, cool.
That rises and lowers a bed down so that I can drive the scooter onto this, and then I get off, and then it lifts the scooter up.
That shouldn't be that heavy.
I was going to say, the whole thing together was, what,
does the trailer...
500 pounds?
Yeah, the 600. Does the trailer have one axle?
That's all you need.
I'm just wondering, okay. And so, have you tried another Honda dealer? Or did they enter it into the notes?
I have not taken it to another Honda dealer.
You can argue it, obviously. Their determination isn't gospel unless truly what you were towing is too heavy. I mean, but pulling it wouldn't cause the frame damage. It would be the tongue weight more than anything, or going over bumps with the tongue weight heavy.
Or up I-70, right? Doesn't that change everything?
I guess elevation would. I mean, as far as incline. But the cracking part comes usually from the tongue weight and going over bumps, right? That's usually what happens.
Have you seen that you have a cracked frame? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
Who told you it was cracked to begin with?
First of all, the hitch itself cracked, and I took it in where I had the hitch installed.
Well, then there's a problem there, dear.
They removed the hitch.
I doubt. Listen, Patty, I doubt that it would be both the hitch and your frame defective. It sounds like you're pulling something too heavy. I think it could be that the hitch was not rated for what you were pulling. I don't know. There's so many variables.
There really is.
We would have to have another independent evaluation. Who could evaluate that?
A good body shop look at that thing and know what we're doing. But if they sold the hitch to her, they would. Well, body shop's going to have a frame shop.
Good.
If they sold her the hitch, they're going to have the specs on this hitch they sold her. And that would start with get those specs, and I'd take it to a good body shop that understands frames and look at it from that standpoint.
Could we send it to our body shop in Castle Rock?
Yeah, Michael's will look at it.
That would be good. It
sounds like she screwed up, though.
It sounds like it because of when she told me the hitch was cracked too. Well, that's not coincidental. That's a heavy load. There's something wrong there, or it wasn't towed properly. Something was done wrong. I don't know. I mean, but that's what it sounds like. What you need to do, Patty, we're going to hook you up with somebody, a body shop, to look at it.
An independent set of eyes that knows what they're doing.
And as I say to everyone, if they're trying to get out of the warranty, we'll fight for you. Mark, Suzanne, can you give Patty the information, please, for the body shop? And let her get that checked. And then, Mark, maybe you can let him know. You have a faulty metal roof, you're saying, Abby. When was this roof installed?
They started installing it December of 2016.
Was it as a result of hail damage?
I did have hail damage on an asphalt roof. And I had them replace it with metal.
And you were going to pay for the upgrade?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's faulty about it?
Well, it didn't pass inspections. It looked very, very sloppy. But basically what happened was...
Is it a standing seam roof, by the way?
It is.
Okay. And what
they did is they cut all of the panels short of the eave instead of either leaving an inch extending off the drip edge.
Is this a house? Is this a barn?
It's a house.
Did it ever pass inspection?
No.
Well, wait a minute. The asphalt roof went how far past, or did it have a drip edge right into the gutter?
Asphalt roofs, I don't know what the code is on
Well,
those.
it has to have a drip edge. It doesn't have to extend. Yeah. But are you telling me you have an eave that comes out, right? A soffit underneath, you know, an extension, and the metal roof is cut off right at the edge?
Yes.
And it's...
So the metal panels actually bow up, leaving exposed underneath roof showing.
They didn't put a drip edge or any flashing or anything there?
No.
What?
And then
who did this?
Basically, it's AAA Roofing out of Longmont.
Did you pay him in full?
I paid half.
Well, that's good.
Well,
it sounds to me like they have to replace the whole panel. How many panels go up that roof? Can they replace just the bottom panels?
They have to replace the entire roof.
Why?
Which was, according to Boulder County, and even an independent.
So, okay, all right. So you have the ammunition. So what does the contractor say?
They seemed pretty experienced at ducking and dodging. At first, they said, "Oh, we're a really great company. We've been doing this a long time. We're not fly by night."
So are they going to replace it, Abby?
No, they're not. In fact, what they've done, I had gotten a lawyer involved to make sure I was doing everything legally as far as giving them notice and enough time so that they could correct damages, which would mean replacing the roof.
And what happened?
I went to have them served by Weld County.
Are you going to county court or are you going to small claims?
County.
Okay, and you had them served, and what happened?
I went to have them served, and the owner lied about who she was and was in the process of moving and got in her car and drove off.
Well, so are they still around?
I wouldn't be surprised if they are, but according to the state secretary website, they've just dissolved their LLC.
Well, then you're done.
In October.
You're done. I mean, if they dissolve the LLC, you're done. That's why they do LLCs.
And they're incompetent. I can't say this is fraud. They're
horrible.
Now,
for Abby, if somehow you could prove that this person took on this job specifically to rip you off and intentionally did this, knowing they were going to dissolve the corporation or the LLC, you could pierce it by getting a personal judgment against her or against someone, and it's brain damage. You're not going to do it. This is the risk you take when you do business with any company in the world, even GE. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen with GE, but I'm telling you that it will happen with a lot of these companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the other thing is, though, if they did have assets and then shift the assets to a new company, you might be able to prove fraud.
Right.
But, I mean, it's
an LLC.
It's very hard.
If they dissolve that LLC, they're done. They're done. I mean, and you're done. It's that simple. You can't make them. Or you can follow her to her new LLC, and we can haunt that company. If she dissolved this just to get away from obligation, boy, that sucks.
And this is why we constantly say don't pay up front. In fact, I'm going to quote one of my favorite referral list members. Don't pay a cent until you're content.
Now, I don't necessarily say never pay up front. There are ways to pay up front. If you read the referral list, under terms and conditions. There are ways to do it to protect yourself. So I'm not going to say never. I'm going to say it would be absolutely perfect if you didn't, and I agree with Mark. It's the best way, but I don't think it's necessary in every case. So let's talk about that. After, well, I don't know what we can do. You want us to call the lady and confirm she was dissolved? We can do that, but there's not much we can do. Art of Granite is the great place to get cabinets and countertops. Art of Granite. Now, this is an example of someone on a referral list who has honor and is a great guy. Yeah, they have corporations, everybody does, but this guy, I'm telling you, he does such a great job and has such pride in what he does. This is what we do with referral list members. We get people who have integrity. He started with $300 in his pocket from Romania. He started this company a long time ago, 2003, and now it's such a wonderful company putting in kitchens for people. He does in the bathroom free what you have done in the kitchen. He'll do countertops or cabinets. He also charges wholesale for all the countertop material, never marks it up, lets you buy it from him or anywhere else on his wholesale account, and he will give you a price that is so close over the phone based on a photograph and some measurements. Then you pick the specific stuff in his beautiful golden showroom, and that price won't change. 7 days a week, serving the mountain communities and Denver Metro. That is artofgranite.net, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919.
This report is
traffic flow getting back up to speed in a couple of spots. It's up to speed in the tech center. Earlier wreck southbound at Yale, that's long gone. Looks like speeds are improving out on eastbound I-70 approaching East Colfax on the east side of town. A little bit of delay there, but it has improved quite a bit on that section. Downtown, well, starting to see some traffic northbound I-25 starting in Alameda, heading up towards 6th Avenue. Both directions slow either side of Colfax. The weather forecast, mostly sunny today with a high near 59. Tonight, clear skies overnight with a low of 33. Tomorrow, sunny and tad warmer, a high of 61. Right now, a few clouds, 59. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How. With your you can see what others have paid for the car you want. Here, you can recognize a great deal. Users on average over $3,000 off the inside deal.
This is a bar from the sports bar and the dancing and the inside of the thing. This was like I never.
Did you get water rolling? Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, let me get you in there.
Thank you.
Run downstairs.
With the peace of mind that you can smile without embarrassment, every mouth is healthy. At Barrett Center, we want to help you get your life back. I invite you to my office for a free consultation where you can find out yourself if you we offer total advanced solutions, meaning we can handle all of this healthcare in one convenient location without referring you all over town. If you feel safe at Barrett Center, it's the place you need to visit to get the care you need. Is the condition of your mouth causing you to live a life of quiet desperation? Call me. I'll take great care of you. If you're looking for a safe place to take care of all your health, call David Salter at 303-731-1306 or visit denverdentist.com.
Are you looking for a medical clinic with an affordable concierge program? You know, concierge medicine is great, but oftentimes it's too expensive. I want you to do what I've been doing for many years now and join the concierge practice at Grossman Wellness Center. Dr. Grossman and his Wellness Center offer many concierge programs with focused individualized care, including doctor visits and lab testing every few months. Their Women Aging Perfectly and their Best Aging Male programs focus on bringing you the numerous health benefits of bioidentical hormone supplements. So if you're looking for a personalized and affordable concierge healthcare program that's focused on you and designed to make sure that nothing falls between the cracks, consider a mini concierge program at Grossman Wellness Center. Call them today at 303-233-4247. And don't forget to mention me, Michael Brown, for a 50% discount on your initial consultation and testing. Call my doctor today at 303-233-4247 or visit online at grossmanwellness.com.
Being accused of a crime can ruin your life.
I didn't go with that one. Holy shit, you like
He's offering a free initial consultation.
Some of it.
I take it you don't want any of my green chili then? I'm going to bring some of that out.
That's 429-6200.
You put chili on the chili, didn't you?
I'm the CEO of Craig Hospital. As a nonprofit serving people with spinal cord and
chili
brain
on the
injuries,
chili.
Craig and the patients and families that we have the privilege to serve depend on support from
taste
people
with
like you. Learn how you can empower lives at CraigHospital.org.
No, I'll wait. What? I'll wait till everybody's done.
Best time of year to wrap up in Serta Comfort. Treat yourself or someone special to a new Serta
You have fun that night?
mattress set. Only
Yeah.
Comfort is designed
What
with
night?
Serta's
Oh, we did our video?
memory foam to help
Oh, yeah.
comfortably
You know, I've never seen anybody cut through something. That was a pretty good.
I do want sparks, so I'll give you sparks.
You were out there in, like, say, less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I thought it was going to be.
It was such a cheap, soft chain.
Well, I thought it was going to be hardened steel. Why would you put hardened steel on that?
I mean, literally with a pair of bolt cutters, you're going to snap right through that thing.
Your dog is so cute.
Thank you.
Oh, it really is.
She is.
What is she?
It's a she, right?
He.
Oh, it's a he. Okay.
Yeah, Corbin.
Oh, he's so cute. Honest to God, what a nice
8
little
months
dog.
old, he's about 75 pounds now.
He's a good dog.
Well behaved.
He sure the hell is, and he loves people by his side.
Yeah.
Your kids love him.
Oh, yeah. But literally his nickname is Rat Bastard. And he does answer to it.
The dual names.
And we'll give you information you're not going to get anywhere else.
But the other day, you know, we did at Thanksgiving, you know, we deep fried some prime rib. Took it out, set down on some wood to cool off. No, 2 feet away from it.
Whoa, you got a good dog.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Judy. Okay, Judy, welcome. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
In my neck of the woods?
Yeah.
I had property damage inspector forge my name on the property damage inspection form.
What do you mean?
The bank, can I name the bank? US,
yeah.
Okay, U.S. Bank owns a small mortgage on our home.
Mm-hmm.
So they're involved from the damage from the hail.
Right.
Okay, and they want to make sure that the work is done
right.
on the property that they have an investment in. They would send letters out saying, you know, we want to help you and we want to...
Because the check is made out to both, right?
Pardon?
Is the check made out to both? You...
Not the first two, unless it's over $20,000, the bank's name was not on the check. So the first estimate came in at like... $13,699.
And?
So then we just cashed the checks and put it in our savings account until we paid the contractor for some of the work that he did.
And?
Okay, then he added a supplement, so the bank needed to become involved because it went over $20,000.
Okay.
So either way, even the lower amount, they wanted to have an inspection done. And I kept them informed, the bank. They would send letters. And
well, they have a right to it in your mortgage. So did they inspect it or not?
Okay, so they said that I finally called and I said, well, it's 80% done. If you want to inspect it, that's fine. They said, yes, we want to inspect it. Someone will call you, an inspector will call you within a week to 10 days, and they will come out and inspect the property, and you need to be there. I said, that's fine. And they have 2 phone numbers. They have a landline as well as my cell phone, and I didn't get a call. So it was like 2 weeks later, I called them, and I said, I've not heard from the inspector about the inspection. And they said, well, let me check. They pulled up a form, apparently, and said, well, no, it was done on October 13th. It's signed off at 100%.
Okay, signed off, meaning the inspector said it was fine for you to do what?
The inspector said that it was satisfactory for the bank, apparently, at 100%.
Okay, so, Judy.
They had to answer, and there's a signature.
And it was your signature, and you didn't sign it?
Absolutely not. And
okay.
I told them, when they said the inspector would be out, I said, we need to be here.
Judy, I understand. You don't even have to repeat it. The inspector went out there, despite your wishes, and he signed your name. We get it. You didn't want that to happen. I understand it. This happens too much. But it is a non-punishable crime. No one will ever take action. No one will ever do anything unless you are harmed by it. I'm telling you, if you go to the police, they will do nothing. The DA will do nothing. Your mortgage company will do nothing. No one will do anything unless you are harmed. There is severe harm. Now, what is the result of them saying that your roof was hunky-dory? What's the result?
There's no result. It's that they didn't even go on the west side of the house because they had to gotten through a...
Well, here's the deal.
Gate.
You can't rely on your mortgage company to tell you whether you have a good roof or not.
Exactly.
You have to depend on yourself, an expert, independent if you have to hire one, or the county inspectors. Are you concerned as to whether the roof is good or not? Is that what your main concern is?
No, my main concern is that someone forged my name.
But no one will do any... Judy, you know what? I get it. But you will never find anyone to do anything about it.
Hi, this is Ken Moon for Quality First Plumbing.
But if she wants to discuss the issue, because it happens all the time. I have found this so many times. No one will do anything about it.
How about that?
I mean, she should call the district attorney. I'll have suggestions for her to call.
A free TV inspection of your main...
See, there's nothing wrong. It didn't damage her at all, but she's pissed. I get it. Don't you get it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Who's going to do anything about it?
Nobody.
Nobody. Not one person. It's just that kind of thing that happens.
For a limited time, get a free furnace with the purchase.
I was so pissed one time somebody did that. Oh, we have to get what it was. And nobody cared.
Interest financing. A 10-year parts.
What's the name of the venue tonight?
Special rebates and tax credits.
The Ogden?
Nearly $2,000.
Who's on the
now because it's over when they run out of these promotional units. 303-562-0439.
Obviously, one of her big options.
I tell you, Jeff, when you got these at school, is it
oh yeah, it's typical
An iHeart radio station, KHOW, Denver.
David Cassidy died too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bombshell plea deal.
67 years old.
Ousted
He'll be
National
voting
Security
Democrat next
Advisor Mike Flynn plead guilty.
He was?
He'll be voting Democrat next
But
election.
the fine print in the plea
Why
was
Charles Manson
about
vote?
contact with the Russian ambassador to Kislyak last December.
He was dead. He was automatically signed up.
So who's the story about Charles Manson? Apparently he had the biggest estate.
Charles Manson?
Yeah, I've heard it, I saw a thing on the news last thing, that family fighting over the Charles Manson estate. I'm like,
I find that almost impossible.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw was one of the grandkids had set up a GoFundMe account in order to pay for the funeral expenses.
Where the president's attorney says nothing about the plea or the charge.
People want his, his personal shit because they're psycho.
Yeah,
unfortunately, it's part of a broader pattern of people in the administration and in the campaign.
Manson's pen pal files a will and testament to get his body.
Member of the House Intelligence Committee.
What do you think it cost to mow those about a year's warehouse here?
In our nation's history.
What's that, Manson?
How many millions do you think it cost the warehouse that we have done?
Well, that's not that much.
take my car out of the parking lot.
The Senate Majority Leader says they now
Put it
have
on
votes
blinker.
to pass tax reform.
I'm gonna try to do it.
We're yet on the timing of a final
Because I think I can get more than you want for that car, put money in my pocket, drive with
winning
and
over
have
some
that car.
Republicans who've been on the fence. One of
First
them,
time I get a divorce in
Arizona's
this
Jeff
process.
Flake, says there will be talks on a
Lunch, man.
for the so-called
Go grab some pizza, brother.
possible
Pizza?
deportation.
Yeah, you can have some. Go
Oh, you
ahead.
afterwards?
Yeah. Go grab
What's up with you?
For hours on end, and they're waiting for this final modifying
It's right there, bro.
make
Thank
the
you.
last changes to the bill.
The tie-in between Manson and Steve McQueen is pretty wild.
And the Beach Boys.
But what? McQueen was supposed to go to that house, I believe, that night.
Earlier plunge
That
in the midst of the
all the
Flynn
slaughter
plea
went.
deal. Right now,
That
the
gal that was killed
How
in
did
that.
Manson end up there? Did they break in? They broke in, right?
Yeah, they broke into having a
It's
Medicare. He hated rich people, right?
No, he wanted to do Helter Skelter. That's why they painted all that stuff on
Yeah,
him.
okay. But he didn't do it. He did it because he hated those rich people.
No, he did it because he wanted people to think the black people were going crazy and murdering people. That was his whole deal, right?
Was he a racist?
It had to do with power and money.
I didn't think he was a racist.
They actually went through trials on before the actual murders themselves. That's where the term heebie-jeebies came from, because they would actually break into people's houses while they were sleeping And the idea was to tickle their feet and disturb their sleep without waking them up. They were giving you the heebie-jeebies. That's where that term actually came from. That's serious. And it wasn't actually Manson who started the helter-skelter craze. It was one of the guys at the murder scene who had, during all the followings and everything else, had used the blood to write helter-skelter on a wall. It got picked up in the West.
There were more than one murder?
Yeah, there was more than one murder. Yeah, but the tape murders, yes, but the tape murders were the more popular ones. That's where they had written pig and all the other stuff inside the victim's
Then the
blood.
Beatles did a helter-skelter thing.
That's where they got it from, was from the Beatles song, Helter Skelter.
Right.
Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 66.
The two of them weren't actually linked.
So the guys that did the other Helter Skelter didn't know Manson?
No, they was the same people, but there were two separate incidents.
Did he have a cult?
His followings, yes. He also honestly believed he was like the second coming of Christ.
He believed he was.
50 to 85 years old.
They were the Queen.
Then on the third day, did he rise?
They did a thing on the Queen, and the movie Greg Lowry, the preacher, put together a story about him and how he found himself and things. But they were talking about his past.
His eyes were always fucking crazy.
On the Magnificent Seven, you remember he did Magnificent Seven with Yul Brynner? They did this horse riding scene, and they cut this scene and having the chase and gunfight and everything. And when they were done, the director was like, okay, great take, but we'll have to redo it. And I was like, the Queen was wearing sunglasses. They have the pictures of this, man, when they put together the story.
771-9000. Again, that's Immuno-E Housing Research Center.
And him and Newman was his competition. So when they did Howard Inferno, that was like a rival of sorts.
Really?
One size fits all.
The story's amazing when you find
Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of Good Sleep. One mattress can work for everyone. That's why we created the only mattress built for you. Go to helixsleep.com, take our 2-minute sleep quiz, we'll build you a custom mattress.
No one picked it up for free.
Nobody picked it up. It's on a horse. Western,
We'll pick
got
it
a
up.
gun.
Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio right now, and we'll give you $50.
I mean, at your hand. I'm not talking about some evil son of a bitch trying to kill you, you know? I'm talking about, like, just people just murder. How do you do that?
Well, those three girls, I mean, when they got sentenced, the judge actually made a comment that, they weren't actual people, they were robots. And one girl actually said they were killing Tate. And she was pregnant. They were actually reaching up into her body cavity before she was dead. And they were actually used her fingernails to scrape out some of the membrane from the inside of her rib cage. And she literally said this every time she felt that, and every time she screamed, it made her orgasm.
Oh, man. Wow.
Now, everything that derives from this is going to be on my phone. I'm coming back. You know,
You're even more than you realize.
We publish new videos every day.
Well,
Be sure to subscribe for
all
more
ISIS people go down the road and chop
We're
people's
taking
head
a
off.
look at the most worrying.
And 10, 15, 20 people and stuff, and it's the same guy doing it. Yeah.
Same guy here. This is only a couple hours. Can you imagine what would be like a couple days with me?
Number 10. Charles Manson invented God. It's an age-old question humankind has pondered for centuries. If God created everything,
We use
created
the
God.
story.
Well, apparently we have the head of the Manson family to think about. During this especially uncomfortable interview, Charles Manson cites God as his best friend.
Well, God, I guess you're my best friend, because I ain't did it yet.
Well, that's already a
I'm still
pretty
chasing
pathetic
And you can take the motorcycle. The stunts on the Great Escape, he did his own stunts.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the
Only show of its kind anywhere, where we are solving problems every day. And today is car day. Let's get right to it, okay? Car day. Rolly Purefoy is with us, the original member of the referral list at referrallist.com from Purefoy Chevrolet. We have Pro Auto Care, Al Aramis, the shortest member of the referral list at referrallist.com at Pro Auto Care. Not quite, Al. You're not quite. And you know what? I'm going to stop doing that because you could probably file a complaint against me now. We have zero tolerance. I'm going to stop because if you
Tom, 5 years ago when I was with you in the program, you said you were going to stop.
Okay, I'm going to stop now.
Your diet soda.
I'm going to stop.
You're
now.
not stopping.
I'm
You're not
stop.
stopping spilling either.
And then
it's okay.
Jeff Vick Kimmer Transmission has the cutest dog alive. And well, Rolly. Oh no,
it's
that's
kind of like
contest.
settling bets and stuff.
Actually, Rolly, I said he has the cutest dog alive. Then I remembered Fred. I don't know. And then of course, Suzanne. Your dogs are old. They're not cute anymore. They're nice, but they're not cute.
Kinda
I'm
Rolly.
sorry.
They're good puppies.
They are.
Yeah, Fred's the guy.
Fred
he
is
really
cute.
is.
He's a cute dog. You know what we ought to do? We ought to put all of our people's dogs on online one day and have people vote.
See if they can guess whose dogs are who.
Oh, that would be
That
fun.
would be a lot of fun, Tom.
Yeah, because Fred definitely does not look like Rolly. 303-703.
Does he act like Rolly?
No. Yeah, I don't know. He has attitude. He's smart.
Got better hair.
Folks, let's go to the phones. Judy has a problem, and I sympathize with her. I know what it feels like. I had it done to me, not by a property inspector. She has a good point. A crime was committed. There's no doubt if what she's telling me is true. Now, she doesn't, thank goodness this didn't cost her anything, but here's what happened. She had her roof done, and then the property inspector came out and for the mortgage company, and said that everything was fine. And he submitted a sheet to the mortgage company saying he was there with her signature. He forged her signature. That's wrong. Forgeries will never be prosecuted, ever, unless there is an associated damage. They will not be prosecuted, nor can you bring a civil, well, you can bring a civil claim, but there are no damages.
But why would they be prosecuted if there was no damages?
Because, you know what, Mark, this happened once before, not just forging signatures, but using credit cards. We had a guy use a credit card, forge a name. The store was reimbursed. The consumer stopped payment. The credit card, this consumer was pissed, called the police. The police say, well, you're not a victim. You stopped payment. The store's not a victim. They got reimbursed. The credit card's the victim. They call the credit card security company. They say, no, we don't prosecute.
Yeah, it's not worth their time.
So guess what? It's a crime, but no one cares. Judy, you had your name forged, and it bothers you, and I understand it completely, but no one will do anything about it. And as proof, I will ask you, where do you live?
In Central Lakewood.
You go to, that would be what county? Jeffco? No.
Yes, Jefferson County.
You go to Jefferson County District Attorney and file a complaint, and you watch. Nothing will be done.
Well, how many of these other ones are they getting paid for? How many other inspections are they forging people's signature that the work is done at 100%? The work was not even 80% done.
Well, see, Judy, that's the part, though, that bothers you, but it's not necessarily a damage. He is, the victim there would be the mortgage company. They're not inspecting that roof for you. They're not inspecting it for your comfort. They're inspecting it for the mortgage company. So the mortgage company is the victim. The mortgage company would say, wait a minute, I don't even think. So are you alleging the guy wasn't even there? The guy never came out?
No, on the inspection form that they sent, he had taken pictures, probably stood out in the street and shot pictures of the house. Shot one over the fence.
Right. Did you report him?
On the west side.
I get it. He didn't do a full inspection. He said it was done. It wasn't done, so he's wrong. He did a bad job for the mortgage company. Did you, just so you know, I'm listening and I got every detail, did you report him to the mortgage company, and did the mortgage company care?
Absolutely. I reported him.
Did they care?
A lot of I'm sorry that happened. They also...
But I bet you they didn't fire him.
That's what I asked for. I asked to know the name of the inspecting company because I wanted to speak to this. It's a lady that came out, and it was so obvious how she tried to sign my name different than hers. And they said, oh, I'm sorry, we don't know, we can't get that information out. Well, I found out the third party, Assurance Field Asset Services, they're the ones that are contacted by the bank, and then they send out an inspector, I guess, according to what area
You're losing so much sleep over this, but actually you were not harmed by it at all.
I am. My name was forged.
How did it harm you?
Yeah?
How did it harm you?
It hurt her feelings.
What damages?
Right, that's right. And
so how much, what do you think?
I'm a liar. I'm saying that my house is done at 100%, and it isn't.
No, you're not saying that. The inspector's saying that.
The inspector is by signing my name, saying that, and I marked a form supposedly saying I indicate yes that I'm satisfied with the progress and the completion of the repairs.
So,
and I'm not.
So, Judy, what are you going to do about it? Seriously, I'm serious. What do you want to do about it? What do you want?
Like I said, I contacted then.
No, you didn't. I'm asking, what do you want done?
And yesterday, they
what do you want done?
They discontinued them.
Okay, you
no
want
longer in service
because you think they're dishonest enough. You don't think the insurance company should use them any longer.
Correct.
Okay. I agree with you.
The bank, not the insurance company.
Right, the bank. I agree with you. What can I say? I don't argue. How can I argue with you? If you're telling me the guy or the woman, forged your name, I agree. But I'm telling you the reality is no one else cares.
Well, how come it's a legal issue? I always thought forgery was illegal.
It is illegal. It is
so
absolute.
what do you do about this person?
Okay. Call the district attorney. It is illegal to forge a name. Call the district attorney. They will do nothing. Nothing. They won't, because there was no damage. They won't. Call him. I mean, you have to call him because it's your name that was forged. I can't call him. You have to call him. I'm encouraging you to. I'm not kidding. I want you to call them.
I did, and left a message. Yesterday they were in business. Today, every single phone line that I got from the third-party inspection company, it says no longer in service. Oh,
so you're saying they went out of business?
In one day.
That doesn't sound right to me. That might be a coincidence or something.
I doubt
they shut their doors. I think they I doubt they shut their doors over one forgery that didn't mean anything.
Well, I'm telling you what happened. It says no longer in service.
Wow. So Judy, I would still call the district attorney though. You have the form?
It's not doing any good. I wasted 2 hours on the phone this morning, and apparently it's not.
Well, you got to add this last 15 minutes to that too.
What do you want the district attorney to do?
Well, I'd like to speak to this woman and ask how many others she has done like this.
But what do you want the district attorney to do? You don't have a right to do that.
What does the district attorney do? Usually when something's
forged. Okay,
broken,
what punishment?
Takes care of it.
What punishment do you think should be allotted to this woman for forging your name?
Well, she should lose her job for one thing. I expect an apology or a reason. I'd like an explanation.
Well, you can listen. You keep
that.
fighting, Judy. You keep fighting. You let me know in a few years how that fight's going. Okay? You let me know because I'll be waiting. I am not, for the record, discounting her concern. Not one bit. But I am telling you, as I'm telling you, nothing will be done. Now, I have to go back to this faulty metal roof because we didn't finish and we had some other stuff. So, the roof is faulty, and I guess she didn't like her answer that is she still on or not? I thought I was done with her. The LLC is, oh, she's gone, good. The LLC is gone, and I hate telling Abby that. Remember, when you do business with a corporation or an LLC, unless they commit massive fraud or egregious fraud, when they dissolve, you're done. So what does a lifetime warranty mean? What does it mean, Mark?
Life of the company.
That's exactly right. Life of the company. Not even the name of the company.
Or the owners of the company.
Right. It just means life of the company. So the owners could stop that LLC and open a new one, and all the previous warranties are null and void. Patty still has a question about her Honda. We told her she needs to get it analyzed by a good body shop on our referral list at referrallist.com to find out why that frame cracked, because she was towing about a 600-pound trailer and load, and her trailer hitch broke or cracked, and now her frame on her car is cracked. That's a major problem. It can be welded. You know, it's not going to, like, total the car. But, Patty, you have another question.
Well, I got referred to Michael's Auto Body in Castle Rock.
We want him to look at it because he can really analyze the frame.
Right, and I realized that I might not be able to get into him right away. I have taken it to 2 other independent auto bodies already.
Oh, what did they say? I'm sorry, what did they say?
Yeah, well, of course that the frame is cracked.
Yes.
And that I shouldn't have been towing what I was towing.
Yes. Okay.
And so my question is, I have several questions, but one is, if I can't tow with this car that I have now, I need to get a different car because my mobility is challenged without this mobility scooter. And so what kind of a car should I be looking at?
Probably an SUV or something, right, guys?
For a 600-pound tow? goodness, almost any little SUV can do that, but I think any good heavy-duty car, but I don't like the idea of towing with a car. What would you say, Al?
Well, absolutely what Mark said, it's an SUV. The problem with that Honda is the unitized body in the back, and and so where you're connecting to, you're drilling, you're reinforcing, putting plates, there's no really great way to put a hitch on there. A Class 1 hitch for that kind of scooter is probably good enough, but maybe a 2 would be better.
You need something with a frame.
Yeah, the Class 2 stopped moving into the frame, and those are absolutely...
Not just a unibody, but a frame rail.
Yeah, frame rail, and that's what you're going to find in the SUV. So for her, probably the size car is going to be like a RAV4.
Well, how much?
An Envoy.
What price range was your car?
I actually bought the car for $17,500.
Oh my God, that's pretty weird.
I know, I got a good deal on it.
I was going to say the Equinox, my God, it's one of the best little SUVs I've ever seen in my life. Of course, I have one. I love it. But that's what but you said RAV4. What do they run at?
RAV4, I've seen them from 15 up.
Are they that cheap?
No, for a used one, a couple of years old. Yeah, they sell from $15,000 to $20,000.
How much value do you think her Honda dropped with this broken frame?
Well, she can get that
frame repaired.
She can get that repaired, though.
Here's the other thing, guys. On her little cart, the little cart that she's using, which is a single-axle trailer, they do make supplements for trailers, which puts a front dolly wheel on the front of the trailer that might modify. Is that a better route than replacing the car? I kind of question that. Who's going to be able to answer that? A towing specialist, Lampert Trailers, a U-Haul facility. Maybe start there, go to those places, get their opinion.
But go to one that knows towing. I would start with maybe Century RV.
There you go. They could buy that dolly wheel. I don't know if you've seen that. They make those for trailers.
Okay, so we have to take this break. I hope we answered your questions. And Suzanne can give you any numbers you need. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. You hear me say that. What does it mean? It means that when you go to a lender, when you're approved, they just push you through on a generic loan. Ideal will never do that. First, they're going to optimize your credit. Even though you're approved, there are still things you can do to help your credit. They do it behind the scenes, legally, ethically, and quickly. It could be so much as just paying down a balance by $20 or so. Really, they did that one time and moved something around and saved somebody $400 a month. You can do so much with your credit. Now, in addition to that, they have the interest rate guarantee. If interest rates go down after you close, for the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. They also have, of course, the custom term loan. You can pick any term you want and still get the lower rate. You don't have to go back to 30. And there are a host of other things. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic
One
Center.
big crash in the center of town, clogging up the drive. Southbound I-25 at Park Avenue, a crash involving 3 vehicles. That's got traffic backed up on southbound I-25 all the way to the I-76 interchange. Starting to slow down westbound I-76 on the
I was sure she violated one of the other things, the tongue weight. I'll guarantee you that tongue weight, that something was done with the tongue weight, or the hitch wasn't done. What?
The hitch, somebody missed the boat on putting this hitch on. I believe.
That hitch was put on.
Oh, it's not so wide.
The hitch was
I
done
wouldn't
wrong.
get rid of the car, I'd take it to
Those trailers are so light,
shop,
Stan
have
can
it
pick them up
reinforced,
and run that hitch on.
Hold on, guys. What? Okay, 10 seconds.
117.
You know, yesterday we had the Raleigh House in, somebody from the Raleigh House. It's an addiction treatment center, and we've had so much reaction to that by email. And I'm happy to tell you that we have this partnership with them where we supply this telephone. It's a special telephone line for listeners of our show that you can call specifically to ask any question you want without obligation. You can keep it totally confidential. It's for addicts, of course, but mainly for friends and loved ones of addicts. So if you have an addict in your family and you want to ask a question about addiction, about approaching the addict, about rehab, about treatment, about cost, about insurance, about, gosh, any number of things. One thing's for sure, for absolutely, positively sure, I can say this, and no one can disagree with it. Addiction will never, ever go away on its own without some kind of help. The Raleigh House can tell you all about their evidence-based treatments designed to reduce substance abuse. They can tell you about the whole treatment, industry in general. They can answer any one of your questions, whether it's prescription drugs, illegal drugs of any kind, whether it's a combination of the two, or alcohol, whatever it is. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. TheRaleighHouse.com.
North Pole Radio on iHeartRadio.
Santa here. Join me.
Oh, the problem is he was so good at it, he's never gotten anything else. Who's that?
George Costanza.
I don't even know his real name.
What is he doing now?
Nothing. Like I say, of course he doesn't need it. He made a ton of money.
Not like Jerry money, man. Yeah, I don't think he had a piece of anything.
Jason Alexander, right?
There you go.
He doesn't have to work at all.
He does a lot of Broadway, actually.
You know what? You're right. He does. He's on Broadway. They should do Seinfeld on Broadway. They'd fill it up.
Oh, absolutely.
A 2-hour or an hour and a half Seinfeld play. I think Larry David's got a play, doesn't he?
But also Kramer was a great. You look at this. I mean, you laugh every time he comes through.
Didn't he get hammered for making some sort of anti-Semitic comment or something?
And then you go, Cortex. Cortex.
Look at that jacket. It's the best. What's that? It's Cortex.
His bubble jacket there. When he knocks over all the blues.
He can't put his arms down.
I'm a finance guy. The choice of leasing with Alliance is the obvious
Chinese restaurant.
business.
We live in society.
That's right. Just type alliance.lease.
Look at that jacket. That's the best. I wonder if you could find one of those on Amazon. I'd wear it.
And it's still true today. Remember the good old
You're right. He goes, it's a society.
So what was he saying there?
He wouldn't let him on the phone.
Who are you?
Suzanne.
I'm Cartwright.
The wood chipper thing. Is the business about a wood chipper?
Apparently are.
What is wood chipper?
The one who called Hi, this is
Scarby? Part of you too? Oh, okay.
Work here on
And then I said he's not here.
You work hard to save for retirement.
Who is it?
It's time to make sure you have income to last your lifetime. Call today for your complimentary, no obligation visit.
I saw that. He wants to start a business. What kind of business, do you know?
He doesn't want to do it. Maybe it's proprietary. I don't know. He wants to talk.
720-488-8604.
I'll call him out. I'll call him over the weekend.
488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7. The NFL has agreed to a shakedown. I mean extortion, a contribution to social justice causes. Do they really think that this is going to stop the ratings slump? Join me Friday at 4 for Reverend Talk Radio.
This is
When he's trying to meet her. He's trying to meet her, and they kind of just hang out there.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Richard! Welcome to the show. You called yesterday and you said you needed a refrigerator, a small refrigerator, and you went to a pawn shop and you made installment payments on a $30 refrigerator. When you got it, it did not work, and the guy wouldn't give you your money back. We called him and he said he would give it back, but he was going to hold back 10%, which is like $3. Right. I mean, it's like, what penny ante crap this is. And we felt badly for you. You said you and your wife are both disabled, and and you're facing the holidays. You needed a fridge. Mark?
Well, I got to tell you, man, I was looking the guy up. He's going to be down to bring it down next Wednesday, but we've got you a brand new refrigerator in the box, brand new, warranty, everything.
For you, bro, and it's free of charge.
It's a great guy. I'm going to talk about him next week, or we will on Wednesday. But on top of that, we all decided here at the Troubleshooter Show, on behalf of one of our referral list members that does not want to be mentioned, we're going to also give you a $100 gift card to King Soopers, man.
Oh, man, you guys are so great. I listen to you guys every single day. I love the show.
Well, thank you. Now you have that gift certificate, so you can get some food for the holidays for you and your wife, and or anything you want. It's from King Soopers, and then of course you get that refrigerator.
We'll give you everything next week, because we're not going to have the fridge here till Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. So Suzanne, make sure you get Richard's number, and Richard, thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you guys for helping out. I appreciate it.
All right, cool. I love helping good people. Randy from Purifoy has a screaming deal. What is this screaming deal, sir?
Well, Tom, going on right now for the month of December, General Motors is doing General Motors employee pricing on all 2017 models. So I got 4 descriptions I'd like to give to you. One is a 2017 Silverado 1500 half-ton. MSRP is $50,865. Employee pricing on it is $45,841.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good.
It's a good price. The best one I got is a 2017 Corvette. It's black on black coupe. MSRP is $59,325. And tell Rolly to plug.
Wait a minute. This is a 2017. Did you say Corvette?
Yep, black on black
Corvette. And it's only $55,000 to begin with.
No, $59,325.
Well, that's okay, but even that $59 is the regular price. Why is just Rolly on a side note? Why is that low? That price? I thought they were more expensive.
It's a standard Stingray, I know that. It's not a Grand Sporter.
But it's a brand new 2017.
Oh, yeah, these are all brand new cars.
But it's... Okay, so what about it?
Employee pricing, $51,214.
God!
Yeah,
so somebody can go up...
Corvette.
So this is a... When you say a stock Corvette, what is that horsepower-wise?
460.
Yeah.
God, that is a with all the other options, right? What does it not have, Rolly? What does a stock Corvette
It might not have a heads-up display or something like that.
Like when you get into
we don't sell a strip Corvette.
Like
we just don't.
Okay, so is this one of the few that you have?
Yeah, we're selling them down. And everything they're going to be gone at some point in time. But you know, we're trying to clear out
51,214 for a 2017 Corvette.
That's brand
new Corvette. Yep.
Very cool. What's the other one? Sorry.
I have a Camaro, 2017 Camaro, MSRP $37,955. GM pricing right now is $33,443, and it's a really cool color. It's Krypton green. Very cool car.
And
that's what I got today.
Okay, cool. And all they have to do is call Purifoy Chevrolet, and I know they're going to be calling on that. $45,000 for that tour, $45,800 for that.
That employee pricing deal, that's
cool.
They don't mess with that very often.
303-659-8311, especially if you're thinking about a Corvette. 303-659-8311. They have a whole bunch more than that, by the way. A whole bunch more than that. Okay, Patty, again, she...
She wants to know what recourse she has for the damaged vehicle.
Okay. Patty, you want to know, is the manufacturer... I don't think the manufacturer owes you anything. Do you think because you were towing and it cracked and you thought you were following the guidelines from the manufacturer that they owe you because your frame cracked?
Well, I feel like I was misled by the owner's manual.
Here's what I believe. I believe that if the owner's manual is truly incorrect, and every Honda would crack if you tow it with that load, then I think you're right. But for that, you would have you need a lawsuit. You're not going to get any money from the manufacturer. Is not going to say we screwed up. The owner's manual is wrong. Thank God you discovered it. We cannot tow 1,000 pounds. We can only tow 400 pounds. It's not going to happen unless there were multiple events, and you find that out by the Traffic Administration Safety Board. You go to the National Traffic and Highway Safety Administration. They keep track of complaints, and they can issue recalls. But here's the more realistic thing, in my opinion. They put the hitch on wrong. That's my opinion. Something went wrong. The hitch cracked and the frame cracked. That tells me something was wrong.
Hitch and installation.
And it wasn't the manufacturer. What do you think, Al?
There are 2 ratings. There is basically the towing capacity that they basically
are the total capacity.
And then there's a tongue weight.
Right.
On
that Honda. I said that
That
too.
Honda's 200 pounds.
That's not a lot of tongue weight at all.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. And I think that I've said it from the beginning. I think you exceeded the tongue weight. And it's not their fault you exceeded the tongue weight. There's more than one weight. Did you know you only had a 200-pound tongue weight? No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? So you know for sure that that trailer does not have, that trailer is less than 200-pound tongue weight, you're saying?
Well, I don't know what the tongue weight of the trailer is.
Okay.
And the tongue weight's going to vary on the way the vehicle or the scooter stuff is loaded.
I know it. If that scooter was loaded way up front of that trailer,
then you're going to just multiply the tongue weight.
Right. So here's the thing, Patty. To make a long story short, I really believe you would be jousting at windmills by trying to get money from the manufacturer.
Okay.
Okay? So I just think it's Don Quixote. That's what I'm quoting, Worley. Jousting at windmills. But so I believe that you should go after maybe the tongue weight was exceeded or the hitch was put on wrong.
No, just tell her it's over. She's not going to get anything out of anybody.
I know she's not. I know it. 303-713-TALK. Okay. So, Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair, he's not here today. He's one of our experts as well. And they do a great job. And they want you to know they're available for 1 hour free diagnostics.
Nope, Mark, they switched. I hate to say it.
Oh, they don't do
hate
that?
to interrupt you.
They don't do that?
They do better. Find Fixer free, so that's free diagnostics.
Okay, fine.
$89.
Okay, here's what they're doing. And I love this because I invented it with Plumline. They do it. Find Fixer free. Here's how it works. If you have a problem with your car at all, any problem, they guarantee to fix it, to find it and fix it with, it's for $89
with parts.
No, plus parts, right? I think it's plus parts.
I don't think so, man.
Okay, now we got to clarify. See,
we will. We'll clarify, but I'm pretty sure, man. And if they can't do it for $89, they'll tell you how much it is.
You get a free diagnostic
and a massive discount off it.
So you get a free diagnostic. So if it's a major problem, they're going to tell you what it is in writing. Get you, so really you get free diagnostics still. But you also get the chance, if it's a normal job, to get it all done for $89.95. 303-781-9858. 303-781-9858. Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repairs on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth.
From the Fox Business Network on Wall Street, the markets are lower enough.
But I thought the auto one. I'm asking because I don't know how you do that because shock rates are going to be almost what 60.
Yeah, I mean they don't cover a lot of fuel.
You're about $100 better.
Yeah, I don't think.
I just texted him. We'll know in a second.
Also, all you food, all you drink, and store orders and do other operational jobs. And Jeanette, go.
You know what? I think logic's telling me you're right. It probably is, but we'll know here. Plus parts.
The company claiming a lack of interest for football, baseball, and college sports.
My favorites. Well, Jackie's pretty damn good.
But he just wasn't there very much.
Chief executive says that the well-publicized challenges facing international football league have dampened tobacco relations for merchandise and lids. Students plan to offer more discounts at stores.
Your face is my case.
Mom, we told you to put Walmart on it. I didn't tell you to put Walmart on
The butler thing.
Maestro, you weren't my teacher when you were there.
I got to see that.
I'm an idiot.
Teaching just didn't seem like an option anymore. So you decided to become something.
Your face is my case.
So it's time to.
I'm hitting a steak to make him look like his face is like ketchup. What's wrong with you?
And I'll tell you that he directly got back to me.
Oh, they got back to you already? What did they say?
Well, I was asking about banners specifically. Yes, and they got back.
I think banners aren't they built in?
You know they are, but when you want to put them on a page, there's a drop-down menu, but it doesn't include custom banners. And I said, you have a way to make a custom banner, but no way to post it.
He told you. How about when he's, you remember this one?
Okay.
Don't give me if you remember this.
He started snorting when they bought the stock.
Ultimately, he was on cocaine, wasn't he?
No. He had cold. And then, or not cold, he was allergic to sweater.
Mohair.
Right.
It was a mohair sweater.
That's. Here's what he's doing.
What? This Kramer. I don't even know how you would work with this guy with being able to keep a straight face.
He puts the cigarette in backwards.
I love one of the characters that came out of that show that I loved. I didn't like Putty that much, although he was funny.
You're right.
But I loved the Black Attorney.
Oh yeah, we were just saying Jack.
God, I love him. Yeah.
Drinking the beer.
That cigarette. Who was that attorney? He was he was like a Johnny. What was that? Johnny Cochran.
Wait, doesn't he just back there? It goes to your face. It's not a case. Bomb? Who's always put bomb on that? I didn't tell you to put bomb.
And then he settles. He goes, all right, we've come up with an offer for you. We're going to give you a free coffee.
Yeah. I love that guy. But Putty was cool, but I didn't.
Yeah, that's. You probably never.
I like. How about when he hooks up the rickshaws to the homeless?
Is this Putty?
No, it's Kramer.
Kramer's and Newman.
They came up with their idea. They ordered rickshaws from Taiwan, and then they
for the homeless.
They literally hooked them up to the homeless to pull people.
And one guy
around.
took off.
But the homeless stole their rickshaws. It is a great business model. Like, after a Pepsi game, you just get your homeless guys to pull around the rickshaw.
And the 3 homeless that they had.
Remember the one they were trying to get rid of muffins because they only ate the top. No, they ate the tops.
Right, the bottom.
But they had to get rid of the stubs, and no one wanted them.
Because the homeless, you think the homeless later?
Oh, that's right. They were timing. He's got a stopwatch.
Who thought up?
Oh my God! Look at Larry David.
The squeaky shoes.
Look at these homeless guys. I mean, they're the perfect homeless guys to pull a rickshaw. That's what I was looking at. The other guy. Newman's asking him questions. All right, we want you to grab it, run down to the end of the block, and come back. Here he goes, watch. He never comes back.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Sorry. Woo. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Kevin, welcome. What's going on, Kevin?
Tom, I got a root canal that's about 8 years old, and apparently it's leaking or got a little infection brewing.
Yeah, you know, and about 85% of root canals are useless after a few years and create infections and complications and problems.
Yeah, so what do you recommend? They want to redo it, but
I would never. Listen, they tried with me twice. I would never get a root canal unless it was so minor, like they caught it right away and there wasn't a lot of problem, and so I wouldn't do it. I would do an implant.
Pull it out and do an implant?
Well, if you don't need the tooth, you can do that, or an implant. I went with an implant. It's expensive. A root canal, I'm telling you, they're time bombs. I don't know why people have them. You can almost never get all of the decay out of there, and I believe we're going to find out in the future. I believe they will be no more. Root canals will be a thing of the past because it's a time bomb.
I had one about 10 or 12 years ago, but it's never given me a problem.
Then you're lucky. You're lucky. You're one of the.
I had one a long time ago too.
No, and maybe I have the stats wrong. Maybe it's 85% are fine, and then the 15%. It could be that way.
Yeah, but that 15% can put you in the grave.
But all I'm saying is there's a large percentage, and I really have to do that research again. But there's a large percentage that go bad. They do, and especially the second one, because why did it go bad?
Well, yeah, I don't know. He didn't say why. He just said sometimes it doesn't.
The most common reason is the medication just doesn't kill all the decay. The other one is that or all the germs. The other one is they sometimes miss a complete root. They have 4 roots instead of 3.
They leave some of the nerve in.
Or
they miss it.
Yeah.
It's not the nerve they leave in. It's the bacteria. They don't kill it.
Yeah.
But if they left the nerve, that would be terrible. You know, Kevin, I'm just telling you that from my experience, I wouldn't do it. But that you got to make your own decision. The root canal is going to be a lot cheaper than an implant, and I would go with an implant every time. That's my thing. Tyler, welcome. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. I wanted to give you some props. I love the show. I've been listening now about 8 years. I recently got into streaming you guys online. And I must say, listening to you and Mark in between the commercial breaks is hilarious. So if nobody's tried that, definitely try that. But my question for today is, My stepdaughter and her mom were married. She still has her mom's original last name, so it's going to make travel out of the country quite hard.
Yes.
We do have a custody order in place already for sole decision making as far as health, travel, or not travel, health, insurance, religion, things like that. Travel is not in there. Are we able to petition the court to add travel to that, or do we have
you don't
to
have
go through
to.
The whole
You don't have to if you both agree to it.
Well, we haven't seen his dad, or her dad, I'm sorry. We haven't seen her dad, and she hasn't seen her dad in a couple of years. He did sign off a few years ago on a passport, but we're leaving the country, and we're afraid we're going to get back over the border.
Wait a minute. He already signed off. He already signed off on a passport. What did he think the passport was for?
Well, the passport, he was still in the child's life, seeing her every weekend, and then we went to court just to get, parenting plans and stuff put into place, and he never showed up to the 3 court dates. So we just kind of got what we want, but we're leaving the country.
Well, if you leave, no, Tyler, what I'm saying is, if you leave the country, if it never is mentioned in the plan, it's not wrong. It's left out. In other words, the only time it would be wrong is if it's in the plan. The only time you wouldn't be able to leave is if somebody stopped you. Who's going to stop you? If you have a passport and you're all together, what would stop? Who would stop you from taking her?
Our concern is because we've read the stories about it online, but me and her mom took my last name when we got married, so she still has her mom's last name.
Okay,
so
and it's the same thing. The same thing with my children. They don't ask to see. Their mom doesn't have the same last name, but my children have their own passports and their own identification. They're never asked.
Okay, so you don't think it's going to be a problem at all?
It isn't. Let's put it this way. It's not with my family, ever. They go out of the country with their mom. They never ask for authorization.
Okay. Now, if we did want to, just to be safe, because we'd hate to get there and not be able to go or something like that.
But see, what I'm saying, Tyler, the law is not that you have to have the same last name. It's that you have to have a passport and you have to have identification. That's the. Yeah. In other words, where do you find when you travel with kids? I mean, it's often. I can think of another case with my wife where currently where her son doesn't have the same name. It just doesn't work. It doesn't. I mean, the airlines have never asked. Travel people have never asked. I cannot think of any case where anyone has asked, why don't you all have the same last name? I mean, I guess it could happen, but listen, I don't want to tell you this and you get in trouble, but has anyone, I don't think I've ever experienced that, where they wonder why you don't have the same last name.
Well, and even so, maybe the original spouse died or something. I mean, how would they know anything?
Tyler, anyway, you were going to say, just in case, what were you going to propose?
Well, can we petition the court to add travel out of country onto the custody agreement?
But see, Tyler, that's what's silly. But Tyler, that is what is silly. They never ask to see parenting plans. Do you carry a parenting plan with you?
Well, we were going to.
Of course not. And okay, well, don't you think someone who forges someone's name and passport could forge a parenting plan? I mean, what would make a parenting plan more valid than a passport?
Yeah.
Tyler, I've never heard of anyone carrying a parenting plan with them, ever.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not telling you not to do it. I think you're overthinking this thing. Just make sure they have their IDs. Now, trust me, if the children start screaming, help me, officer, these people are kidnapping me, you're going to be in a whole boatload of trouble. I mean, even if you are the parents. But if that's not going to happen, I doubt, they say to the children, what's your name? And your name? Okay, where are you visiting today? Don't you think the child, if they're being kidnapped, would say something? I mean, I'm just thinking that you're overthinking it. And from personal experience on both ends, traveling with a woman who has a son with a different name, and my kids traveling with a family with a different name, I can tell you it's never happened. I don't know. It's never happened. So, Frank Duran, the real estate man, if you're looking for someone to help you list and sell your home, you will never do better And I think I made a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. I told Frank, hey, Frank, you know, just out of speculation, I'd like to look at some real estate. I tell you, this guy has gone hunting like he's on a mission from God. He is so tenacious when you tell him something. If you want to sell your home, he'll be proactive. If you want to... you want to buy a house, he'll go out looking for things that have just gone off the market. In case somebody wants to buy it, he'll look at it and he'll say, wait, it wasn't sold, maybe we can buy it then. It's Frank Duran, the real estate man, 303-920-1622. Let's talk.
I got that fucking nausea again. I'll do it coming back. I got it just when I was doing that spot. That where I was going to throw.
You haven't had that in a long time.
I know it. Damn it.
Maybe it's pizza. No, because there's been times where you haven't had pizza.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got really sick to my stomach. It just happens about every few months. Hold on. I'll do it when we come back.
That was so quick, though.
Oh, I know. And I said, oh, dear God, let me finish this spot. The food is it starts coming up, and it's like a reflux. Oh, God, I hate that. Because I'm reading, and I have to finish.
You had your esophagus checked?
Mama birds chew up the food, one spit it, and the other one's
When I did my last colonoscopy, I had to do the other end, too, and go down my throat.
That's your
my
job.
stomach to look at all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what?
I haven't
see
that in the description.
I really haven't, so I'm preaching. But it's like a nausea, but it's like a reflux thing. And all of a sudden it happens.
Well, the thing it is.
You ever had a multivitamin without eating food? That kind of
deal, yeah.
We were trying to look for something that's common to when I get it, because it hasn't happened in a long time.
When you make coffee, I thought.
Months that I know of.
A few months ago.
It's all that bullshit work.
You know what was weird is for a while, though, it was daily.
No, I know. I thought it was. I thought I was allergic. I thought I was allergic to something.
Let it out.
I thought I was allergic to something in the studio.
He made me go outside one time.
No.
Did you see that reply?
Yeah, I just reading it right now.
You're going to have a good time, dude. I just put down advertising. You don't have to call him.
Yeah, I know that. He done it.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
What I used to do, though, is I would use Spotlight on my Castle Rock store.
But you did?
That was one of my most effective advertisements.
What do you? Have you used it?
I've never used it. Never used Comcast. Is it effective?
Yeah, he says it is. Oh, man. It was my #1 thing for that.
We're going to try it.
Store.
I want to try it, too.
We're going to try it.
I want to try some new
You have him do the ad, and then you run it. You could do a good one for him in 15 easy. You could book in 15s around automotive
Right in your spot or at a bay with you. We could do a really good
Spotlight
one.
lets
You know, my
just
photographer,
around
you don't
your
have to pay me,
stores.
but my photographer is really inexpensive, $125 an hour. I mean, that's it. And then I'll edit it. I'll edit it.
Okay.
That's a great deal.
We'll shoot things fast, too. We've done that.
But, and that's his price.
I need somebody like that.
And it's an HD camera. It's perfect. Then I'll edit it.
You mind texting me the referral on him? Because I need some videos I want to do as well. I want to get some stuff. I'm looking for somebody right now.
They break down to about, if you're doing a big campaign, they break down to about $11 a spot.
Does he do some video?
During good
He
shit.
does.
Serious?
Yeah, he's got a pretty.
Yeah, but you're
Is he shooting now? Does he
Really,
do
he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's
30
got some
seconds?
really good-
And they're
he's got a
only
really
around
good camera, man.
your
I'll
shouts,
tell you.
if your shouts fall
I
in the
heard
right
cable
zone.
can do that. They
I
can
didn't know
adjust your geo.
Yeah,
so that
that's
he's
why I said
very
it works.
talented.
Because I'm not advertising where my stores are. I'm only advertising where my stores are.
He has a brain injury.
You advertising in Thornton. You just no one's driving to Al's from Thornton.
No, they're not.
Stem cell therapy, I take it very seriously, and if you're looking
for stem cell therapy, I've had a few kudos for Centeno Schultz. First of all, Dr. Chris Centeno was one of the original doctors in the country to do stem cell therapy, and he happens to be right here in Broomfield. So Centeno Schultz, I'm proud to introduce them and to be part of them. They have 14,000 patients in their database that they've helped with backs and shoulders and hands and knees and hips, and most ACL tears they have repaired. So listen, insist on true, real, living stem cells. Not a chiropractor who has this stuff shipped in. You can't ship in real stem cells. It's not allowed. You can't do it. It's just not done. You can get amniotic fluid that has some benefit, but for the same price you can get real living stem cells from Centeno Schultz. And that's 303-963-9201. And every injection is guided with imagery, and only MDs, real doctors, do it. 303-963-9201. That's 303-963-9201. Centeno Schultz. So let's keep going. Sean, go ahead, Sean. Welcome. What's happening?
Yes, I have a question about a dealership in Greeley called Gent Chevrolet. I want to buy a used car from them, but the reviews on them are bad on Yelp, but their company reviews are good.
What do you mean company reviews are good? I don't get it.
Like on their own website.
Well, I would believe Yelp or independent ones. Now, every once in a while you get a crackpot to put up a review. But if you have a lot of reviews, you can pretty much tell they're not a good company.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. The Yelp.
But what's the name? Where is this place?
It's Gent Chevrolet in Greeley. Raleigh should know who they are.
Well, why don't you just go to Raleigh?
It's a used car for my teenage kid, so it's
what price? What price? Well, listen, that doesn't mean the car is bad because I don't like not me. I don't know them, but just because they have bad reviews. But what is the price range? I'll ask.
It's $6,400.
Do you have anything in that range, Rolly, at all?
We probably do. Yeah, it's just need to check the website
But you know, here's the deal. If you already found a car, at least compare. Call up. They'll tell you on the phone. They don't say, "Well, come on in." I mean, if you really have a specific thing you found, Rolly, he can call one of your guys to find out.
You know, Rocky's Auto's got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
TSG Auto's got a lot of great stuff. Look around, man.
Yes, look around.
I'll just put it this way as far as Gent goes, and I don't try to put people under the bus, you know that.
Okay, go ahead.
We do a lot of business with northern dealers and stuff, swapping inventories, but they're not one of the ones that I really care to do business with.
Oh, okay. Listen, man, that means, Sean, you got to take that.
So the Yelp reviews are pretty accurate then?
Probably. If you're seeing a lot of them like that, yes. And then again, just call 303-659-8311. That's Purifoy, 659-8311. And just say, look, Tom told me to call. I have something. Can you compare anything on your lot to that? Okay? And then see what they say. Let's talk to Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I actually have a 2001 Chevy Tahoe. And I called you before, and I think it was Bryce from Lakewood Electric.
Yeah, it was Bryant Grassi. So
okay.
What about it?
He did the repair work for me, and it turned out great, no problem. However, my check engine light does not work. I cannot attribute it to him at all. So I'm not going there at all.
Well, you have maybe have him look at it though if he was the last one to touch it.
Well, actually, if I'm recalling correctly, he mentioned something about it, but I don't recall. Anyway, I'm actually just looking for, since the car guys are there, an idea.
How do you know it doesn't work to begin with? When you start it up?
Well, right. When you go and you have it on the on position or whatever, and the light doesn't come on.
Oh.
And then I pulled it out of the dash. I pulled the little computer board out of the instrument cluster. I pulled that out yesterday, and I went and got two of them actually, at the junkyard, and tried both of those, and I'm still getting the same result. So and the light bulb is fixed. It's not one that you can twist off. It's soldered on. I don't solder. But anyway, so that tells me, or at least I believe that tells me, that it's not the light bulb situation. It's probably a broken wire, or maybe the ECM problem.
Yeah, but wires don't just break. I mean, I think somebody...
Hold on, Tom. Because the wiring that Bryant worked on for me had been chewed through by mice.
Okay.
My dad used to have this vehicle.
Stephanie, I would go back to Bryant at Lakewood Electric and just say, look, was it working before you went there?
This is what we don't know. We don't recall.
Well, I would say, hey, Bryant, you've helped me with this other problem. How about this one? I mean, truly, I would go there first. Rolly, what would you guys do?
That's what I would do, is go back where she had it worked on. But I've got some guys that are pretty sharp about the electronics.
Good. Stephanie, ask your other question real quick.
What's her other question?
Well, it was just about the Tahoe. I did have two other things, but Mark is going to deal with them on the back end, from what I understand.
What was it? Well, she had an issue. She called up. Which referral list member did you call up?
I actually called Genesis.
And Mark said he's basically too busy to get to her project right now. The reason, I mean, first of all, we always take referral list stuff. Go ahead.
Hold on, Mark. It was Patrick that I spoke with. He's the sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my only point in bringing this out is I prefer they tell someone we are too busy, we can't get to it now, then say, hey, we can do it right now, give me some money, and then they never show or something.
And that's a testament to the referral list at referralist.com. Seriously. This guy is busy. You know why? Because every day on this show we hear about crooks.
But I've got someone great for.
That take money and leave. Take money and leave. Take money and do lousy work. Mark is a wonderful stand-up guy, will never take a dime without doing 20 cents worth of work. I mean, the guy is just, I'm exaggerating, but I'm saying he will never walk with your money. He'll never do anything dishonestly. That's really, really good.
Is she still there?
Yes.
What does she do for a living?
Why do you ask?
Because it's not, if she actually pulled an IP apart to pull the circuit boards and stuff,
okay,
where does she get this knowledge at?
What do you do for a living?
Right now I'm unemployed.
Well, what did you do that you have so much tech savvy?
You know, I'm just one of those people. I was just born with it, basically. I don't know. I know how to do things. I don't know how I know how to do them. I just do.
So you have an Italian background?
No.
Well, what did she just use that word that we always use? Okay. I thought she did, but okay. Anyway, Brian, what's going on? You have a comment? Kids traveling out of the country. We talked to that guy. What is it?
Yeah, about 5 years ago, my ex-wife, she got remarried, took on a different last name.
Did she have a problem?
Yeah, when she got to the airport on a Sunday morning, I had to get a notarized fax statement sent to the airline to allow her to take them out.
Okay, we're running out of time. Thank you for that. All I said was we never had a problem. Save all your problems for me.
Statistics show that 80% of Americans will give up.
I know. I'm better as a tech. Oh, why? She called you right off the air.
No. Suzanne just. Oh, yeah.
I'm just listen. Just listen. Mark, come on. Listen. Did you hear her? You didn't say anything.
I wonder if she did that on purpose.
That was classic. And then she did it to Mark. There's a good thing Rocky left. She wasn't going to be cut short. Mark was, this is dumb deals, yeah. I should copy that and send that.
He is so busy. I'm glad he said that. I'm really happy he turned out.
That's why I thought it was a great thing.
It is a good thing.
She was pissed, though, that he said it. That's the part that's like...
It's better to be honest up front than piss around.
You know, someone comes to you on a Friday night, needs a transmission. You're going to tell them, well, it's not going to be done for a week, or are you going to tell them, hey, we'll have it done Monday, you know?
Which we probably could. But
Jeff, can you answer that?
Yeah.
What's up?
No, because asking him.
Are you still happy with the Arlo?
I'm deferring it to you.
I'm like you.
The Arlo?
Oh, I love the Arlo.
Oh, yes. What do I,
Just
Mark?
don't get the regular one. Get the Pro or the Pro 2.
Mark, what's the difference? I don't know what I have.
I've got the Pro. You have to have the original because the 2 or the Pro
what
came
does it
out
do
this
differently?
year.
What does it do?
Way longer battery life.
Oh, okay.
And the batteries are recharged. How much?
Yeah.
But they're truly wireless.
Oh, yeah.
That's not. But it doesn't matter if it's rechargeable, but they last so long.
They are. The Pro are all rechargeable. That's why they last longer. Yours,
you have to take the camera. You have to take the camera down and charge them, or do you charge just the battery pack?
What I do is I got a little, like a phone charger. When your phone goes dead, I just run the wire from that into there and quick charge it.
Yeah, but when you have them up in a tree or you have them way up in the house, how do you recharge?
The ones in my house are all magnetic. You just simply grab the camera.
Right.
The ones outside, I just get my ladder and do once every 6 months. Yes, they are rechargeable.
Now, wouldn't it be nice if they had a solar?
The furthest one I got is...
Mark, put a solar charger.
Outside? That'd be pretty cool.
Actually, Arlo makes one. I was trying to find a cheap generic. Arlo does make one. They're $50. You can put a little solar panel next to it.
Someone put one on top of a telephone pole.
That's solar.
That's where you'd put the solar panel then, and yours would last forever, man, because it would charge all day. I want to say the furthest mine is away is probably, God, at least 200 feet, 150 to 200 feet.
Easy.